What? What do we got?
We're professional now.
Are we ready to do this?
I am so ready to do this.
What's up? It's Collider Live on a Tuesday. You're like, oh, that's not Christian Harloff. He kind of sort of looks like him, just a thicker beard. That's right. It's Josh Macuga. Fresh off not being here on a Monday. I missed all my friends, all my bachelor friends that came in.
I know. You missed Halon and
I know.
Ashley. We got serious relationship advice.
Oh, man.
She would have gone in deep with your marriage.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
My 1 year anniversary coming up this Sunday.
Hey,
We're married
mazel
a
tov.
year. Crazy, right? Thank you. Here joined as always by Mark Reilly, Roxy Striar. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are you okay over there? You know what the problem is over there is that the cord is always under the wheel.
you, and you can't get where you're going.
It's under the wheel.
Yeah.
Get somebody on that.
It's like the shopping cart at the grocery store. You always got that one faulty wheel that's messing up your whole day. It's a Kenny Banya bit in a Seinfeld episode.
Do you use an entire shopping cart when you go grocery shopping?
Never.
Yes, because I'm an adult.
Wow.
We
The little
always do
baskets.
flybys.
Yeah,
So it's
same.
always the little grab.
I go to the grocery store maybe 3 times a week, and
Yeah.
every time I go, it's one of those little things. Like, unless you're a parent, you don't use one of those.
Here's the thing: is it's either I try and hoard it all in my arms, or I go full cart. I hate the basket.
You don't ever go basket? You
No.
hoard in your arms?
Yeah, do you know
what
why?
do you do with your keys, your phone?
They're called pockets in your pants.
And you don't use them while you shop?
For what? What am I jamming
Check
products
your
in the
grocery
pockets?
list. Text your significant other and see if they want anything. Listen to music.
If I went into the grocery store knowing full well I only needed a couple things to jam in my arms, then I wouldn't need to text my significant other or any of that stuff.
This is crazy.
Well, in the grocery store, you get the push cart. You can throw a bunch of stuff in there.
Argue 75.
No, I'm just a prepared human being
Nope.
whilst at the grocery store.
Nope,
I'm
disagree.
sorry. I think it's only fitting that when you get married, you start using a cart. Because when I was single, I was just like, I need a banana, a vitamin, and a rotisserie chicken. I can fit that in my arms.
Is that what
and
will
was that.
happen in the marriage?
Yes.
Because that's what I do.
Yeah.
I walk in, I go, we need a banana, we need napkins, and I think I need chocolate syrup.
Well,
And
Amanda
that's
does
about
the
it.
shopping because I could literally live off nothing forever.
What do you do with chocolate syrup?
Put it on the banana and use the napkins to wipe my mouth.
Got it. It all makes sense now.
Yeah.
Aha.
Yep.
That
We're off
and-
to a hot start here on Collider Live. Kids running the asylum.
Yeah.
As
See, I
Roxy
couldn't
said.
think of it. But you know when?
What was that all about? Wait.
Don't worry about it. Just keep going. Keep going on with the show. Don't fucking worry about it.
Here's the problem.
There it is.
Is it me? Sometimes
you're
in the
fine.
morning, I forget things. Like, I can't put it together quick enough.
As opposed to the rest of the day?
Well, I'm always bad at spelling, which is why I always have to have you guys tell me how to spell things.
ENSUES.
But who knew
Ensues.
I was in Sue's and not in Sue?
Well, it's because it's a plural.
It's plural. So like
It's plural.
panda no. What'd you say? Panda.
Madness
Madness
ensues.
ensues.
Why isn't it Madness and Sue?
Could be
Because
pandemonium.
it's not like Madness and a friend named Sue.
No, not Madness and Sue. Madness and Sue.
Because
No.
that's not
That's
how
not
the
the word.
grammar
That's Spanish.
works. It's not the
Madness
word.
ensues.
Well, I thought it was the word.
Oh.
So in the morning time, I thought that, and probably in the evening as well, but I blame it on the mornings.
Right.
And I just can't, figure it out. So I was like, kids run the asylum. Maybe it's not the kids. Maybe it's the prisoners that run the asylum. Are we prisoners?
Yes, I am.
And
at
then
least.
that's how my mornings go. It kind of unravels from there.
I mean, there's enough foam on this wall that it looks kind of asylum-esque, and there's bricks over here, and then somebody's hitting a bong in the background.
It's probably
man.
me. It's probably all me.
That's good stuff.
some weed, dude.
Don't make fun of me, gosh.
It's so brave.
Man, this show
So
is
brave.
becoming
So brave.
all sound clips, and I am not a fan of that. I
You're
love
not,
all
not
the
a
sound.
fan.
We should just play it. Like the sound clips host the show.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Here's a dong take.
That's
That
fine.
is a dong take.
I always
fun.
thought if I was a DJ, I would be like the dudes in American Vandal season 2, where I'd play like crappy techno music.
I'm not there yet.
I just finished.
It's
No, she just started season 1.
no, so basically
That was awesome.
in season 2. The
That
guys
was
are-
basically season 2's The Band.
correct.
Yeah.
correct. And then I would play like crappy techno, and then insert like old Jerky Boys things or like comedy albums inside the songs.
Yeah.
and then like scratch it over top.
Wait,
but
didn't we listen to something of yours to start the show yesterday? Because I was
Oh,
jamming
he
to
didn't know
it.
about that.
Oh, yeah, we did your
Which-
rap.
what?
Got my trucker hat. Got my bitchin' wristband.
Wait, where does this come from? It's actually great.
The Douchebag Anthem.
I don't know it.
You don't know it?
It's awesome.
It's so that was the
Put it on
first
douchebag.
That was the first sketch I ever released under the Casual Mafia banner. My buddy and I that started the Casual Mafia, and it has close to 700,000 hits. I mean, it's got there.
It's great.
Yeah,
Thanks.
627.
There you go,
That's
not
pretty
bad.
damn good.
There's a young Josh Macuga, a little baby-faced Macuga
Look
right
at
there.
that.
Yeah.
Banners on.
And my last bottle of head gel's gone. So Bluetooth.
Oh my God! Look how young you are.
And keep a spot.
What's it called?
The Douchebag Anthem.
No, a Kipo spot?
Keep a spot, like keep a spot of hair.
Oh, a
Like
landing
douchebag,
strip.
Yeah. But you had to wrap it, so I can't. There you go.
I mean this in the best way. You
Yeah.
look like a complete douchebag.
oh yeah.
That like just in the when you have the hat.
So the funny thing was, they were making this video, right? And I had these jeans. I made these jeans where I bejeweled the butt to say DB on the back, right? And so.
I haven't seen this in years.
Oh man, this is such a fun thing to shoot. And so I come out of the car as we're like shooting this one scene, and I hear these two girls go, "Look at this effing douchebag. He thinks he's so cool." Because I had like an Ed Hardy shirt on and these bejeweled ripped jeans. And I was like, "We're actually shooting a music video. Would you girls like to be in it?" And they're like, "No." I bet you like tell all the girls that, and they walked away. And I was like, no,
Jesus.
there's a camera here." Anyway, yeah, it was that was the one when we shot it, and I was like, I think my parents are gonna be a little upset that I made a song called The Douchebag Anthem. My mom called me, she's like, "This is so funny." And
Of course your parents
I'm
would
psyched
love
that
it.
they loved it. Yeah.
Were you like this, or this was not like
No,
you?
so at the time I was working at a bar, that bar where we're shooting right there in Los Angeles, that was just like douchebag central. And at that point too, the douchebag kind of like revolution was really happening, in the sense that everybody was a douchebag, right? Ed Hardy was a thing.
Yeah.
Everybody was wearing trucker hats. Everybody looked like that. Not that, but like the sleeveless shirt, all that kind of stuff. It was just like this douchebag revolution.
Was that Jersey Shore time?
That was Jersey Shore time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was a thing, and everybody was calling everybody a douchebag. So as soon as somebody was like, "Look at this douche, look at this
Douchebag.
douche," right? And so the douchebag terminology was so popular, and so I was like, I wrote that song, and my buddy put that beat to it, and then we wrapped it in his apartment the one day, and we shot that music video
I feel like we needed to have a resurgence.
of the
Oh
douchebag.
yeah.
Yeah, or
Let's
maybe,
get
like-
Alex to do a resurgence of the douchebag anthem.
Douchebag Anthem
Ooh.
Part 2.
Alex,
Yeah.
Alex rap
But
show.
maybe it's not even douchebag
Sick.
anthem. Like, what is today's douchebag?
Hipsters.
The
Hipsters. The hipster anthem.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I want to come.
Alex is like, I want to come.
Everybody in the comments always says I'm like the little sister of the show, because no matter what you guys are doing, like
We
if
never
Mark's like,
invite
I'm
you.
at the beach, I was like, I would like to go to the beach. Like Josh's like, I'm gonna go see the nun. I'm like, I would like to come to that too. It's like, who actually knows what my personality is or what I actually like to do? I just want to come to fucking everything.
Yeah. Well,
So brave.
When we used
Because I'm
to,
so brave.
there was, for those listening at home, I think we've told.
Who is it?
Who is it?
Don't worry about it. Just keep fucking going on with the show. Don't fucking worry about it.
Is that Rebecca De Mornay?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, sorry.
Sinead.
Oh, that's Sinead. Oh,
Oh, that's right.
That was an old
Yeah,
Sinead.
that was an old
Check it out.
Sinead.
YouTube.com/Mosno.
How was
Ah.
it? How is it, Sinead? What was she actually doing?
we were doing. It was.
Yeah, it was. What's your?
It was like sex sounds
yeah,
kind
what's
of a
your
thing.
what's your orgasm?
It was on the
Give it
old.
to me again.
waiting.
I guess
Hold
it was
on.
funny.
They
But
had
it
it cued the whole
There it
thing.
is.
Yeah.
was pretty good.
Was
There
that
it
during
is.
one of our like after dark?
No,
things?
No, it
actually,
was just a regular schmo show.
It was a regular
cool,
schmo
cool,
show.
cool.
Yeah.
We were. I remember sitting next to her on, because remember how in the old show we had the two stages like set apart from each other.
Yeah.
So I was sitting next to her. There's a
where the
picture.
Wanger table came from.
That's the Wanger table. Yeah, she was
damn
at the
right.
Wanger
Wait,
table.
which
Pending.
iteration are you talking about?
Collider.
At AfterBuzz?
We're
At
over.
the other collider.
At the other
This was
collider.
technically phase 6. I
Phase
believe.
6.
Yeah.
And I was sitting right next to her, and she starts doing it. I had to covered my eyes and my ears because Sinead was like my little sister at that point. She was running TV Talk with me, and she does that thing, and I like there's a picture on my Instagram of me kind of losing my mind because I was like, this is so awkward, but it was hysterical. I also have another rap on there. It's called "In My Prius." So I have two.
That's one I
rap
really
songs.
liked.
Yeah.
A
Can I
lot.
come?
You can come.
Check it out, SoundCloud.
We shot those all in 2009. That's how long ago that was.
Wow, that's when I
Going on 10
graduated
years,
high
man.
school.
9 years ago. Yeah.
Whoa!
2009.
Shout out.
Oh my God.
Oh, 9, so fun.
I'd already gone through like 3 iterations of my
you were gonna
life.
yawn, and it got me.
I did.
You're like, oh, 9 is fine, and I thought
That's
it was
what
a
he
yawn
said.
coming. I went,
No.
He
Oh, 9,
swallowed
so
it.
fine.
All right, so we got a pretty packed show here today.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
So much to get to.
fell apart
So
here
many
for a little
things.
bit.
Yeah, can we talk about why the 3 of us are sitting at this table?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's kind of fun.
Can I just tell people what's going on in the show first, and then we can do that?
Oh, you had a
I was
plan.
I was gonna do something. Do you
That's
guys
some
want me to do
good
that?
hosting duties.
I'm trying.
I like it. Okay,
Because the
go.
last time Christian had me host a show that he hosted, I was kicked off Schmoes for months. So
Didn't he come in?
yeah, he was not.
He was like
not
on a
happy.
date with his wife, and he.
It was Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm watching you right now.
Oh, I have a story about
Are you
his
watching
wife.
You
I'll
should
say it
bring
after
up.
your thing.
Are you allowed to tell the story?
Yeah.
Because it's his wife. Okay.
Yeah. I think so.
We'll find out.
I mean, Christian is in the vicinity, so
Yeah.
he could just be coming in here at
guarantee he's
any
listening
minute.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, guarantee it.
So I came in a bit late, as per usual. I've never been on time for much of anything in my life, and
Good
For you.
yeah,
Good
I'm
for
trying,
you.
know, doing my thing.
Professionalism.
Hey, but you tell me, and I go.
Calm down.
you calm down.
I come in. I'll be here by camera roll.
I'm like,
as
you're
a jump.
fine.
So today on the show, we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. Mostly importantly, Will Smith's 50th birthday is today. He's jumping out of a helicopter on his YouTube channel at 3 p.m. Pacific. So
Is
if
he
you-
really?
Oh yeah. It's not like he's bungee jumping out of a helicopter.
He has a YouTube channel.
Yeah. His social media is the best social media on the
Yes.
internet.
He's got a great gram.
Yeah, his gram's incredible.
But what does he do on the YouTube?
I
Help
don't
me
know.
out in the booth.
I
Pull
don't,
up.
I
Can
don't
we
even
pull
know.
up?
Oh,
Can
yeah,
you
yeah.
pull
Yeah,
up his
sure,
YouTube?
Roxy.
He
Let me
does-
pull it up.
What did I do to you, Cobbster?
There's Will, there's Will Smith. We've also at 11:30 have Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero coming on to talk about their new movie Best Friends, which I'm sure is pandemonium. I'm sure they just did peyote and rolled cameras or something.
I did
I watched it.
not.
I did
I watched it.
not.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to lead that interview.
No, Ellis is.
Oh, okay. Mark Ellis is going to join us later, apparently.
Yes.
All
Knowing-
this happening on the fly, guys.
Yeah.
Knowing that they'll never listen to this, how'd you feel?
Well, about the movie?
Yeah.
I actually really liked it.
Really?
Oh.
Nice.
You know
That's a-
why? Because it's so batshit. It's
Yeah.
like it's like there's a story. There's a great story in there.
Okay.
And then everybody is just acting acting the shit out of everything,
Mm-hmm.
right? Sestero is like the opening. Yep. Opening of the movie, he's just acting his mind out.
Okay.
And then Tommy Wiseau shows up.
Okay.
And he is just doing his thing, and somehow it works.
Okay.
I have no
Hit
idea.
her. It's not true. It's
did
bullshit.
not.
I did not
The
hit
first
her.
line
I
out
did
of Tommy
not.
Wiseau's mouth is, "You stand there looking like Statue of Liberty. Come here." And I'm like,
Here we go. We got it. I've only seen the Disaster Artist. I couldn't sit through the room. I saw clips of it.
The Room
All right,
is
so
the
here's Will
greatest.
Smith's YouTube channel. Here he is bungee jumping off a bridge.
Holy shit.
But today, for his 50th birthday, he's going to bungee jump out of a helicopter.
of course.
How
he
many
is.
subscribers does he have?
Oh, like 650 billion.
I'm scared to ask Cobbster.
Don't fucking ask. Just kidding. 3.4 million.
3.4 million.
What's
It's Will Smith. I'm telling you guys, there isn't a more underrated actor or rated actor in this world. But also, what I've learned from his social media is that he is the most genuinely awesome dude in the world as well.
Clarification question.
'Kay.
What is a rated actor?
No, like somebody like they're perfectly rated. Like you would never say Will Smith and somebody wouldn't say I love Will Smith.
Yeah.
Most everybody loves Will Smith. I don't think you
Not
can't
this
not
dude in
like
the
him.
chat.
Oh, does he not? Oh, well, great. He's
Yeah.
ban him. Ban
Well,
him.
I
I
don't
mean,
care.
You're getting a
he has
timeout,
gotten
buddy.
into that Scientology jam, and
Is he Scientologist?
He's not
he's
really,
got-
but he's like friends.
That's why I
with
described it
Cruz.
with like gotten into the jam, and
Yeah.
him and Jada both, and then there's also like,
I
yeah,
think it was on
but I like
Collateral.
him.
They became friends and
Sure,
stuff.
whatever. I'm just
Yeah.
saying in an acting way and how he he just seems like an awesome dude.
Yeah, I
and I want to
agree.
be his friends. And everybody's like,
I
well,
agree.
that's because Macuga loves Bad Boys and Bad Boys too. Maybe, but I've also loved every other Will Smith project ever.
Independence
So,
Day.
Special guest, your old roommate. Inside joke.
That is such an inside joke.
Yeah, it's
People
so
are like,
inside, I
what
didn't
is-
find it funny.
I had a roommate. She's a
Oh
lovely girl.
yeah.
But she has and I'm sure she'd enjoy us talking about it. I'm not going to say her by name, but she
She
talked.
was the rapper, right?
She was a rapper. She had a rap song that she performed for us that one night.
Yeah.
She and her rap
Never
partner
forget.
rehearsed in front of Roxy, Ellis, and myself in our living room. And she sounded a lot like Charlie Brown's parents. So she would come in. I would be sitting on the couch, and she'd come in, and she would go, "Oh, hey, Macuga."
It's more like Cleveland.
That sounds like Cleveland.
Yeah, my bad. I feel like all my impressions really go into the Family Guy realm.
Not bad.
Okay.
Shut up.
Hashtag at Collider Live. Yell at us. Tell us things that we don't know or we do know. If you like Will Smith, do it. If you like, and we got like 65 other amazing people's
Dude,
birthday today.
Mark Hamill's birthday.
Mark Hamill's birthday.
Illy
My
Mark
boy
Hamill.
Luke Skywalker.
Christopher Reeve.
Christopher, I cannot believe that two of the character, like Superman and Luke Skywalker, birthdays today.
Wait,
It's a big day, not only for you, for Will Smith.
Are you sure?
Huge day for me. Yeah.
that it's all their birthdays today?
That's what Dorian told me. Yeah.
Why do you like
Oh,
run
don't
a
trust
birthday
Dorian.
website that you know
But
better?
just all of a sudden, I don't feel like it's Mark Hamill's birthday.
Mark Hamill birthday, September 25th.
Yeah.
If my math is correct.
Who shares my birthday?
Yep.
When's your birthday?
July 13th.
I have no idea.
Well,
Mine
I'll
is
look that up, but hold on. I'm just going to make sure.
Oprah Winfrey,
Christopher
Tom
Reeve.
Selleck, and I have the same
It's
birthday.
also Donald Glover's birthday.
Big deal.
No way.
Yep.
DG. Donald Glover.
Yep.
Big time.
It's my old roommate's birthday today too, and I'm
September
going to a
25th.
surprise party for him.
Yep.
Oh.
Christopher Reeve's birthday is today as well.
Who's my birthday?
I'm looking up other people.
I'd
Hold
like to
on.
honestly point out that if anybody ever threw me a surprise birthday party, I would be pissed.
Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Douglas' birthday in the same day.
Get out
Today?
Yeah.
Wait, Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Yeah, it's on the screen, Riley.
Look at that.
Look at that.
They
would-
married?
married.
I don't think I could have the same birthday as my wife or vice versa.
This is insane.
You'd have such a baller celebration. I would die of happiness if somebody threw me a surprise party. If
Really?
anybody ever gave a shit about me enough to throw me a surprise party, you know you did something right.
Alex, get on the surprise birthday. Thanks. All right.
Tate Donovan, I love him.
What is this?
Oh, Tate Donovan. Is this all the birthdays today?
Yeah.
What is today like?
Holy shit, Jason Fleming?
National Birthday Day?
When's your birthday, Roxy?
July 13th.
Okay, I'm looking.
Somebody like Mark Hamill has my birthday.
It's my third grade teacher, Miss
You're
Hamill.
right. Colton Haynes.
No, he shares my birthday.
Colton Haynes.
There you I like
him.
Matt Weinberg. Aya Cash.
No.
Jesse O'Donoghue.
It's none of these.
Robert Gant. Corey Clark. Daphne
Julius
Maxwell
Caesar.
Reed and Ivan Treitzel.
Julius Caesar was born on July 13th.
It's somebody
Harrison
else.
Ford.
Harrison Ford.
Patrick Stewart.
Okay, so Harrison Ford's not
Wait,
exactly
this
like Mark
are you
Hamill.
serious? This is hysterical. I put in July 13th famous birthdays, and that's who they listed. And Cobbster's like Harrison Ford, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what website am I on?
It's Roxy's website.
Are you on Bing?
Patrick Stewart.
what I'm on.
MSN Messenger.
Who's Rich the Kid?
I don't know.
It's
He's
not
rich,
Billy
though.
the Kid.
No.
Oh, here we go.
Tom Kenny.
Yeah,
You think
Harrison
his name
Ford.
is Rich or he has a lot of money?
Wyatt Olive,
Both?
who was young Star-Lord and Stu in It. He shares your birthday.
That's pretty cool.
All right, let's move on from this conversation.
Don't we want to tell the people why it's the three of
Yes,
us now?
I'm
Why-
trying.
why
I've
did
been
you guys
trying for 10 minutes, Roxy.
Okay,
And
go.
you know what? I'm getting a little pissed off about your behavior on today's show.
Really?
Do or do not.
No, I'm
sorry.
kidding. Okay, so the reason it's
That
just the three of
escalated
us
fast.
today, for those that have tuned in and be like, I don't want to watch. Christian is interviewing Richard Dreyfuss, who was in Jaws. He's interviewing him today.
I'm losing my mind
On
over this.
one-on-one.
Yeah.
I just found this out.
Yes.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, obviously, Mr. Holland's Opus is one of the greatest movies ever made. And
But Jaws, Close Encounters.
Jaws, right. I've
American
never seen-
Graffiti.
Right. I've never
Piranha
s-
3D.
Yeah.
Piranha 3D.
Correct.
More importantly.
He was in the season 6 of Weeds, I think. So Christian's
Good
interviewing
job.
Richard Dreyfuss, so he's prepping for that interview.
Yep.
High stress situation.
Yep.
You got to go in there. If you're going to interview Richard Dreyfuss, you got to go in hot, like Jaws attacking the orca. You got to go You got to go deep
What's
dive.
your
You
first
gotta
thing you
go
say to him?
deep and out and up on the boat.
I'd be like, what do you think of the SNL sketches where they say, "I'm Richard Dreyfuss. I was in Jaws." That's no. I don't know what I would ask Richard Dreyfuss. That's
I would talk about Jaws the entire time and then ask one question about Mr. Holland's Opus.
is that what you would do?
Probably not.
I mean, I think I would look down his IMDb profile and I would ask conversational questions, and then just do a bunch of stupid rapid fire things and then get out of there. I mean, you want to get Richard Dreyfuss to do things that you'd never seen him do in an interview before. Like, you want him to get and say silly things because he always seems like such a serious dude when he's in certain movies or whatever. It's never been like, oh, this is the Richard Dreyfuss Variety Hour. I'm here going to be playing my bongos, singing tunes.
He lights it up, though, when he
Correct.
talks about Jaws.
Oh, does
because
he?
of all the problems. His favorite thing is, the shark isn't working. The shark isn't working, because that's where he was, just hanging out. And the
But
shark's
see,
at the bottom
we've
of the ocean.
seen this on interviews before.
Yes.
Correct?
You want to see something different.
I want to see something crazy different.
But what I don't understand is why did In Good Consciousness still don't know the difference between conscience and consciousness?
So consciousness is when you are that. When you
Good
have,
conscience?
in good conscience.
Okay, so
Correct.
in good, because consciousness when you're awake.
Correct.
Okay, so in good, so with consciousness in
Happy
good
birthday, Roxy.
conscience. Thank you. Christian sat where you're sitting right now yesterday.
Yeah.
And he looked us in the eyes and he told us that he would be here for the first part of the show.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I walked in today and he was talking to me and I got into it with Perry, which like Perry and I are beefing hard right now.
What are you guys beefing
Creative
about?
differences
On
a project that we did not work on.
Yeah, she. They
on
all
This Is
dropped
Life?
out.
Life itself.
Life itself. Yeah.
This is us. Is the
Right.
other.
It's looking the same thing.
Yes. And Christian's recording that, and he's like, "Save it for the show. Save it for the show." And then I get in here,
He's gone.
but he's just not here. But
He
he's
ghosted
literally
us.
right there.
I just saw him in the bathroom.
But he's not here.
Yeah.
And then I look down on the prep sheet, and it says hosts: Christian Harloff,
Yeah.
Roxy Striar, that's me, Mark Ellis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ellis isn't here.
No.
Yeah.
Christian isn't here.
Yeah.
Macuga's here.
Uh-huh.
Riley's here.
Welcome to Collider Live.
Yeah. This
And
is the
then-
show, Roxy.
This is the
Hashtag
show.
it. Hashtag
This
it.
is. Do
the
you want to
show.
know what happened?
Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I do.
I do want to know that.
Okay, so
Do
it's 6:30 in the morning. I got a text that he needs to prep for Dreyfuss, so he's not going to come on. So I immediately text Ellis. So you're gonna host, and I didn't hear back from Ellis until 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
To be fair, it was 7:30. Get your facts straight.
7:30. Thank you.
He was on
Thank you,
Central
Cobbster.
Time, Cobbster, or Mountain Time.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Star Wars time.
Yeah.
Nerd.
And he texted me and Cobbster, and I said cool. And then I'll get
Who did-
Ellis in here, and then
Who
Christian.
texted cool?
huh?
Who texted you guys saying cool?
Listen,
No, I texted Christian back and said, "Cool, we'll take care of it. Ellis will jump in."
I thought you said you were all right, Spider. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice, yeah. I
But
like
you're
that.
doing a great job, Macuga.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
Yeah,
pretty good.
and then so we're gonna run, and then Ellis was like, "Shit, I had other things to do. I was gonna come in at
11-ish.
11-ish.
Yeah, that's fine.
To do the interviews with Tommy Wiseau and Craig Sestero. So then, but Christian's like, I'm gonna do this. You guys, you got it. He's like, take it, and here we are.
Now
Go out
take
there and
another
take it.
little piece of my heart,
Exactly.
out, baby.
I went Remember the Titans. You went Janis Joplin, but I appreciate both of those.
I always go Janis
Do
Joplin.
you really?
Yeah.
Is that your karaoke go-to?
Well, I kind of sound like Janis Joplin in life.
A little bit.
Like growing up, everybody said I sound like Winona
You
Ryder.
don't look like her.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
But I don't sing like her either, and that's a problem. What a crazy wild voice.
Of all the times we've all gone out and done karaoke, I've never seen you get up on stage and do karaoke.
I'm
Why is
pretty
that?
good when I'm
you
drinking.
guys do karaoke, huh?
Cobster,
Yeah.
I've invited you many times.
I don't think you have.
I have.
No.
Yeah, Cobster, I've
Only
invited
time you want to
you.
hang out is when we do podcasts.
It's fine. He stopped inviting me too.
I've stopped going.
Cobbster will surf the crowd while you're singing. Did you
Damn
see
right I
him?
Did
you
guys
see
talk
his
about that
Twitter?
yesterday?
No.
No, what
And I don't know
Nobody
why we
follows
didn't
me on
talk about
What
it.
happened?
Okay, well, this
Cobbster,
is going
put
to
it
lead
up.
in. This is going to
I'm
lead
not
into
going to
something.
pull it
Hold
up.
on.
No.
Yes.
Follow me on Twitter.
Wait,
at
hold on.
Cubster15, my friend.
This is going to lead into something. Okay.
No,
So,
seriously, Cobbster, will you pull it up for me, please?
can you
That's a
guys,
soundbite.
can,
All right,
can
hold
we
on.
can we let this lead into something?
Yes.
Just let me go with this for a second. Okay. So Sunday night, I hosted a big charity show at the Comedy Store, and Cobbster came up to me first thing yesterday, and he said, "Hey man, I'm sorry I missed the show. I was at a metal concert of bands that clearly I don't know anything about." And then I see his Twitter, and I see this video. Look at this video. And I'm like, yeah, this was way cooler than my comedy show. It legitimately
Wow.
looks like he is in a pit of doom.
Yeah.
What is?
Did you lose
what
your
is
phone?
that?
had it on the whole time. That was the second time that I crowd surfed.
Okay.
Because it's one of my favorite bands of all time. They're an Australian metal band. And
Australian metal.
yeah,
What are they
and-
called? Like the sheep herders?
No, actually, it's Parkway Drive. It's a lot more simple. than
Parkway
that.
Drive. Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
sure. No, and they're
The Great
big,
Barrier Reapers.
Because
Yeah.
when you're from Australia,
they're
your
from
band name has to be relevant.
Sydney's kidney. The death of Brisbane.
No, that's a
Yeah.
yeah. No, I let Macuga. I can't do it. I say
The
Thunder.
Melbourne Identity.
That's my favorite. Melbourne Identity. That please.
You got one
shirt.
more?
We need a shirt. We need a.
Got any more?
Come on.
I feel like
Oi,
it's coming.
There's got to be something with Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile died. D. No.
Die.
Yeah, like, death. It's death metal. It's metal.
Yeah, but D is like a penis.
Crocodile Dundee's nuts.
Nailed it. That's it.
So your comedy show on Sunday.
Outback Steakhouse. Sorry,
Oh,
I'll
this
stop.
makes me happy.
I'll stop.
So it's your favorite band,
It's my
Cobbster.
favorite.
Yeah,
so-
my favorite band. Yeah.
They're called Parkway Drive.
Parkway Drive, yeah.
That's it.
They're like big surfers and stuff out there. They
Oh, cool.
body surf and all this crap.
Oh, I
and,
love good body surfing.
they,
Lots of sharks out there,
Yeah,
though.
they love crowd surfing. They usually, like when I've seen live videos or DVDs, they always have like their fans or some of their crew get on like water floats and just jump out there.
Oh.
And like, or they'll even have boogie boards like on the crowd and
That's
whatnot.
sick.
What do you
Yeah.
do when you want to crowd surf? You tap somebody on the shoulder?
Oh yeah. So I was with one of my buddies, and I told him I'm going up. So he just put his hand out and then threw me up there. And then the second time when I took that video, I fell, and then everyone turns and they're like, "You're going back up." And so they picked me up, and then I just crowd surfed.
I love it.
Crowd was great. Yeah, everyone. Every time somebody fell, they picked each other up. It's a good environment. Yeah.
Here's how lame I am,
Every
Cobbster.
time somebody fell.
It's a very lovely crowd. Australians are
no,
nice people.
I turned to this kid, and his face is covered in blood. I'm like, "Are you
Oh,
okay?" He's like,
man.
"Yeah, I'm good." I'm like, "All right."
Yikes.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful.
So the first. Is this Parkway Drive?
No, it's not. No, I don't know what the
Dang
hell
it.
that is.
Was that Melbourne Identity?
That was Melbourne Identity.
Sick. Yep.
That's incredible.
Awesome. So this is how lame Josh Macuga's youth was. The first time I crowd surfed, I was 16 at a 311 show.
Yeah.
311.
Amber,
Right.
the color of your energy. I saw 311 many a time.
Yeah.
The first time I crowd surfed was at a bar
Oh, cool.
at the 90, which is USC's like
Oh, I've been to
shitty
the
hole in
90.
the wall bar.
Yeah.
And I
Was it like a
crowd surfed
band
there.
playing or just
Nope.
radio? Just
Radio,
like a playlist.
radio, and like I don't know if you guys you probably have never experienced this because neither of you are like
A female?
No, a tiny human.
Oh, yeah.
People love to pick me up, like anywhere I go.
Like physically or when you're down, I
Phy-
pick you up.
Physically pick me up. Like people love to pick little people up. Like anytime somebody hugs me, or
look at
anytime,
you.
Yeah, like you're so cute. So like, no matter what I want, I'm always lifted.
Okay.
So I didn't even intend on crowd surfing. We were at the bar, and one dude just picked me up and started doing it.
Okay.
And then everybody was like, "Oh, the girl in there, the little girl." Yeah.
What is your height? You like 5'1"?
No,
5'2"?
I'm 5'3"
Oh.
with my shoes on.
Okay.
So like 5'2.5" maybe.
Okay, all
But I don't know. There's something about me that's like smaller than I even am.
Yeah, you have a.
Just a little person way about me.
Yeah, it's weird though. You have such a big personality that is electric, but you have like a little way about yourself when you're not. Do you know what I mean? Like when you walk
Yeah.
in, you're like, "Hi."
I'm just, and then like I hunch, and I'm like little, and then I always look so much further up at people than I need to, like probably. So I don't know. Everybody always just wants to like pinch my cheeks and lift me up.
Yeah, okay. It's kind of like Beardo. Everybody just wants to pinch his cheeks and lift him up. He's such a lovable guy.
Right, Beardo? You get me.
Totally different.
No, that's
Cool.
you guys
No,
want
totally different.
So,
Thanks, man.
so Beardo came to my show on Sunday, and everybody that came out, thank you to there was some Schmodown fans, some Schmoes fans that came out, Glider fans.
How was it?
It was awesome. The show turned out great.
Did you raise a
It
bunch
was,
of money?
I think so. Yeah, I think we did
Good.
pretty well. And a guy came from all the way from Kentucky. He'd never been to Los Angeles before, and he was a big Collider fan. So he was visiting
awesome.
LA, and he was like, "Oh, this is amazing! Ellis is on the show, Macuga's on the show." So it turned out great. All the comedians were great. The crowd was fantastic. I didn't know Beardo was going to be there. Right? I had no idea, and he's sitting in the front row. So I'm like welcoming the crowd, and I see him. I was like, "Beardo!" And I gave him a high five in the crowd. I was just kind of shocked. And the whole rest of the crowd that didn't know who Beardo was kind of like, why do you give that guy a high five?
I feel like that would have gotten a laugh though, because people would have been like, maybe he's just making fun of this guy and calling him Beardo.
No, I don't. Yeah, it was. I don't know. No.
So what do? You like warm the stage?
Well, that's what I want to know how Beardo thought the warm up went, like the hosting gig went.
So do you say funny things?
Yeah, I say funny things, and then
you pass it on.
And then I pass it on, and I just want to know, as compared to Roka's set at Comic-Con, how it lives up.
No, you actually had a set and jokes. They worked.
Wait,
Thanks,
okay,
buddy.
I've heard this like teased out a bunch of times. What happened? Roka bombed at con?
No, he was fine.
He was fine.
It was his third time, so he doesn't have like a set.
Yeah.
And I asked him like the day before, I'm like, you ready for tonight? Or the day of, I asked him, you ready for tonight? He's like, no, I'm just going to go wing it up there. I'm like, you fucking can't do that. I mean, not
he tried, it
200
didn't
people.
work.
Yeah,
It was okay.
It was fine. I mean, that Comic-Con crowd, or any kind of con we're at where we bring our own fans to the show, the crowd is going to be warm. I mean, Ken and I just went up there for 10 minutes and yelled about nachos for the most part.
Yeah, you ate someone's nachos in the crowd.
Correct, yeah, and it got a laugh. I mean, what are you going to do? But usually I do a lot of crowd
Remember when
work.
you ate that sushi?
I did. That was good.
We should tell that story.
Yeah, we could. But usually I do a lot of crowd work. The whole crowd was like my friends and people that I knew. So I can't really do crowd work of people that I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Are
Right?
you talking about the Comedy Store now?
Yeah, the Comedy Store on Sunday night. So doing crowd work with people that I know is basically impossible. Doing crowd work with people you don't know is a ton of fun. So I left that to the professional comedians, but everybody crushed. It was a blast. And
No, you had a great bit. You've told that story before. Like you used to be a bartender and you did all those bits of people ordering differently.
yeah, how different ethnicities order drinks.
And you went on about girls trying to order with 7 credit cards.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then the girls next to me are like, that's so true. That's so funny. Like, yeah,
Well,
it is.
Nailed it. And then I didn't recognize Beardo's ex-girlfriend. I was like, hey, who's this? He's like,
You took the X?
Yeah, we're still friendly. Aren't you friends with your ex?
No.
No.
Yes, I am.
No, Roxy is.
Well, Ben, are you talking about Ben?
Yeah.
Ben's not my ex.
I thought you guys
We
were
had
like...
sex this morning, so that would be a little weird.
Oh.
We lived together.
All right, we're going to break
It's
now.
just time for our
So
first
brave.
break.
So
Yeah.
brave.
I
So
am
brave.
still friends with my ex though. The guy
The guy
before
that farted
Ben.
on you?
No, not him.
Actually, I'm friends with
Wait,
one.
is it-
I realize I'm friends with one.
Two. Beardo, but you guys are so recently broken up, right?
Yeah, we're still friendly.
Did you hook up sometimes?
Yeah, here and there. Yeah.
So it's not really like fully your ex.
It's
Well,
not.
we were living together and she moved out. So,
Yeah, okay,
yeah, okay.
okay.
but we're
it up,
still
Roxy.
friendly.
Baby steps. Baby
How
steps.
are you doing?
I'm
Get
good.
it? It's a Rifter Dreyfuss reference. Baby steps. Baby steps. Baby steps.
What about Bob?
What about Bob? Sorry. Didn't mean
Great
to interrupt
movie.
you. But Beardo, yeah. So Beardo being at the show was a lot of fun, and the show was a ton of fun. And I'm
That's
gonna do it.
awesome.
I'm gonna do it again. I may get out like a bigger theater, so I have a Saturday night instead of a Sunday night. It's just hard to get people to places on Sunday nights. That's all.
That's what I found.
You know.
That was. I
but there was like
apologize
100
again.
people in the crowd or so, so it wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was
120.
good. It was a good amount.
How do
Yeah,
I-
raffle. It was
Yeah.
all fun. Yeah.
How do I make a set?
How do you make a set of comedy?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what you do.
Do you have a piece of paper?
Yeah.
There it is.
CAA.
Okay. Perfect.
And that-
By the way, like who obnoxiously left their fucking agency notepad in here?
I'm guessing
So we had a publicist. We had people in.
Richard Dreyfuss. He was
No.
in Jaws.
He was.
I'm actually
he was.
pretty positive that it was Ashley Iconetti,
Okay, there you go.
Ah,
Nice.
so.
Investigation.
who I actually think is a doll.
Yeah,
I
she's
don't mean it
amazing.
like that.
yeah.
So here's what you do. Here's
Okay.
how you write a comedy set. And I feel like Mark Ellis should be here for this, and even Christian Harloff. But what the hell? Let's
but
go
he's
for
not.
it.
Are you gonna make a joke right now? Or are you gonna be honest with me?
I'm gonna be honest with
Okay.
you. Okay, write what you know.
Right? What I know.
Okay?
What's that?
What
mean?
do you think is funny? If I was gonna give you like, what do you think is funny?
Well, I didn't know it was funny, but I guess like eating people.
Yeah, that's very funny. It's weird.
Yeah,
It's
Is it
hysterical.
not funny? It's
Here's the
just
thing:
weird.
what you are, and don't take this the wrong way. You are kind of an acquired taste sometimes.
That's totally true.
So when you get up on stage, and you're such a little person, like you need to have that, the energy of a stand-up comic. If you're going to be like you, which is sometimes a little low energy, and your one-liners need to be straight fire.
Okay.
Right? Or
So we need fire one-liners.
or you can tell crazy stories about your life with jokes peppered in.
Huh.
Or make fun of dudes in the crowd because you're a girl. And every dude in the crowd that deserves to be made
Dudes
fun
like
of.
guys.
Yeah, like guys. Are there?
That one
don't know.
girl
I
had
mean,
a-
I
I
guess you could
identify
call
as
a girl.
dude?
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
you could
yeah.
call
I
a
just
girl
didn't know if you
dude.
meant people in the crowd or if you
Yeah.
meant men in the crowd.
Well, you can make fun of girls too, but don't go after your own people. Don't go after your own
The
kind.
Jews?
Yeah, the Jews. But you have very interesting stories. You're a funny person.
But like, how do you do it? You sit down and you say, okay, I need 6 stories.
So what you need to do is here's the thing. Start with 3 to 5 minutes because that's what an open mic is, and then work your way
3
till
to
7 to
5
10.
minutes. You think I should just quit while I'm ahead?
Here's the thing. You need to get up on
Probably.
stage and feel that feeling of telling jokes into a microphone because the first couple times that you do that, you will bomb. I mean, my first joke was about how being a vampire would be awesome because you could be lazy all day and how your mom, she'd be like, go out and do yard work. Like, I can't, I'm a vampire. Like, it was terrible.
I
It's
think that's
fucking
good.
terrible joke. No,
I
it
like
was
that.
horrendous.
You're on a track though.
I think it was good.
I see where you're going.
See where I was going with
Yeah.
that? Like, I can't be in the sun. Oh, I got to miss your beach party. I can't come. I'm a vampire. It was like that kind of a situation. But then I didn't know where that
so
joke
okay,
went.
so you can. It's good to make jokes not about your life.
No, I think
have
things
to,
that are
right?
funny.
self-deprecation, huge. I mean, Ellis's whole set is one beautiful self-deprecation. It's a symphony of self-deprecation. It's
Yes.
amazing.
Here's one set.
No,
No.
he has many sets.
I've seen him tell jokes many times. They're all different.
But he's like the Leonard Bernstein of self-deprecation.
I just don't
Mark
get. I
Ellis
don't
is
get how
perfect
people like
at
get
it.
into this.
How they get into stand-up comedy?
I guess I don't really
It's a
get how anybody
three-step
gets
process.
into
You want to
anything.
take a class? I know somebody that teaches a class.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
There's
Well,
classes
you don't
and there's
have to.
books.
There's
Yeah.
classes, there's books, there's
I mean,
watching
it's like
stand-up.
people want to do it, so they take a
Just all
class
my
and they.
friends. You guys are all my friends. You all have done it. So
I
I
haven't
feel
done
like
it.
I want to
Screw that.
I want to
can't.
play.
I would never.
So here's the thing. Here's what you need to do. I can give you a list of open mics in Los Angeles.
So I just have to start one.
You have to go to them. You have to sign up. You have to get on stage
It's
and
not.
talk
It's
into
not like a thing where
microphone.
you. In the open mic is on. I mean, well, yeah, you can turn on a mic.
Again, it's a 3-step process. You write down what you'd like to say. You practice that or work on that or say it. And if it's sort of making you laugh or you think it's kind of funny, it may work.
Okay.
It may work, okay? Then you go to an open mic and you bomb. And then you bomb again. And then maybe you go to a crowd and you get a few laughs. Because when you bomb, there is no worse feeling in the world.
Wait. So there's no way I could just not bomb at first?
No. Because you're going to go to an open mic with all comedians. There's nobody that's going to
Yeah,
laugh.
no,
It's
comedians don't laugh at anything.
nothing. Especially when
they're
they're in
all
a
Why would I
Looking at
want
the
to do
open-
that?
Because you hate yourself. Comedians hate themselves.
Correct. I feel like I'm the least I actually like myself, and that's why I never got big in comedy. Because every time I was doing a joke, people were like, I don't believe he doesn't like himself. Because I'm just a very happy person.
Oh, I don't like myself most of the time.
Well, see now self-deprecate.
Annoying.
You just it needs to be. You can't go up on stage and ramble unless you've been up on stage before. Now, here's the thing. If Mark and I do a show and we're like, hey, Roxy Striar wants to do stand-up for the first time, and we do it in front of a warm audience, like we've given Roka that opportunity, and he has squandered it. Okay? So if you want to do it, we would love I love you, Roka, but write some jokes.
Just gonna wing it.
If you want to do it in front of a room, Ellis and I will give you that opportunity.
I just don't know. If I'm not going to be good at it, I don't like to do things I'm not good at.
Okay, well then, why in life?
Yeah.
You've never taken a risk.
No, I have. I just don't like it.
Okay. Okay.
I don't like to do things I'm not good at.
There's flappers across the street. They have open mics.
Correct.
There
We
it
could go to the
is.
Yoo-Hoo room at Flappers. I could go on stage and show you how to bomb. I can easily bomb any day of the week. I can show you how to bomb. I can warm up that bomb stage for you. So when you go up, you do funny. I would honestly, because you've talked about this forever. You've asked
I
me
know.
about
I've
this
asked so
10
many
to
times.
15 times.
Because it's been in my head and I dabble. You never thought about it, Reilly? All of your friends do it.
Yeah. No, I never thought about it. I don't want it. I have such admiration for what you guys do and how you can say it and quick on your feet. Like that's why I'm a writer. I need time to come up with just one fucking sentence.
But isn't that the point?
And
Don't
it
you
takes
write
them
the
a lot of
jokes?
time.
Right?
And it takes me a lot of time. One day,
Interior house.
This is what I've been.
writer's block. Damn it.
Do you guys watch Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee?
Yes.
All right, I'm like obsessed with it. I've been rewatching every episode because I
Okay.
just think it's so amazing, and I want to be on that show.
Okay.
So I have to be a comedian.
Well, you have to do something that is somewhat in the comedy realm of sorts,
could
right?
you start out
so
with,
write a
like,
book that's very
obvious-
funny.
I wrote a pilot that's very funny.
Okay. And who has read it and said it's very funny besides you?
Oh, a lot of people.
Okay, well,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
good.
Yeah. It's
Well,
funny.
what's going
it
on
wasn't
with
as fun. It was bad the first round, but
Okay.
now we're on draft like 8, and it's funny
Sounds
now.
like writing. That's why I hate it. I can't do rewrites.
Yeah.
Who's read it
but-
and said it was funny other than you?
Was that rude? Should I not have said
No,
that?
you're
That's a
my
fair
friend.
question.
You're allowed to say
You're
anything.
fine.
Beardo like that question?
That's a fair question because
See?
you can think you're the funniest person in the room, but other people have to tell you that.
Right. You need. That's the thing with stand-up comedy. It is instant gratification. So you either eat shit or you are rewarded for your efforts. And sometimes that reward. I mean, here's the thing too: is I've done bits in front of rooms that I know work, and then I've done the same bit in front of a room and bombed, and that's just that room. That's just that.
It's the
room.
energy, right?
Correct.
It could be the energy of the night, the
Yeah.
way your inflection, maybe
Inflection. Your attitude.
your
good word.
attitude.
That's it.
If you could be
Yeah,
the
thank you.
most talented person in the world at one thing, which thing would it be?
Flying.
Like a plane. That,
No, like
pilot?
fly. Like I have wings and I can fucking fly.
yeah, but this
That
isn't like
doesn't even answer the
hypothetical.
question. I meant, like-
I'm not like if you had a superpower, what would it be? That would be flying.
Yeah.
Like,
Cobbster.
would you be the funniest, the
funniest
best
flyer.
stand-up comedian? Would you have the best voice? Would you be the best basketball player? Like, what would be your the number
I
one
don't
thing?
know. I think if
To be
somebody
the
said
best Jedi ever.
That's
Can I-
stupid.
again, you're
Can I
gonna
do that?
You and
Stupid.
Cobbster have ruined
We're
my
playing
game.
with we're
Yeah.
playing with
Ruined
house
my
money
game.
here. I
That's
can be a
true.
Jedi.
Go watch The Last Jedi, you fuck.
I fucking will, Cobbster.
Yeah, me too. I
It's a
like it.
masterpiece.
I love it. I love it.
I'm
Best
gonna
one.
piss off the chat
Pretty
with
good.
just that one
Still
word.
to this day, the tweet that had the most interaction in the history of my Twitter is, "What's wrong with The Last Jedi?"
I responded and got buried in mentions. I'm like,
Destroyed.
Macuga, no! Sorry.
Yeah. He left us.
Macuga.
He left us. He left
Jurassic Park. Nice. 93.
I know you said you didn't want to do stand up because you don't like traveling on the road, Macuga, right?
Yeah, I'm not a big.
I don't want to do that.
So I did it.
That's the main thing.
That's the thing. So I did the road stuff for about a year, and it became so destroyingly
You really did?
lonely.
You traveled
yeah.
all
I did a
over.
ton of colleges. I did a ton of gigs. I went from for about 6 months, I was in my car doing all kinds of different stuff. When I moved from New York to Los Angeles, about 6 months in, I decided to just go on the road and do these things and like book gigs at bars and look up open mics and whatever and try and like just struggle my way from college to college. I had a college booker that was actually doing some cool things with me and whatever. Because I was young and I was clean at first and I was getting some college gigs.
What is clean? Like
I didn't
not
say
using
that-
drugs?
Yeah, I don't do no. I don't do a lot of like F words on stage. I really don't do
Oh,
that.
like not working in the blue?
Right, correct. I mean, there's some of my stuff that can tend blue, but I'm not. I don't like say the F word a ton on stage. I never really found it necessary. But
Josh Macuga for Jeopardy.
yeah, exactly. So, but it became like disparagingly lonely to do that much road stuff because you're by yourself, and if you bomb by yourself you have nobody to talk to but yourself, it's really really tough. And imagine so. Beardo, you were at the show on Sunday. My one buddy, his name's Brian O'Sullivan, an incredibly talented comedian, but he has a guitar and his songs are very funny and he has that guitar and it's always musical. So he can play a room for an hour and 10 minutes because he has enough songs and it doesn't matter if people are laughing because he is playing music. Like if you went to see a folk singer and then people just clap at the end of each song, that's great. As a comedian, you need people to be laughing and engaged the whole time. So imagine you're I think I was at Butler University in Indianapolis. I was playing the cafeteria at 2:30 p.m. for $400 for an hour and a half while college students ate lunch.
$400 is pretty good.
Do you know what it's like to talk to college students when you're 26, 27, trying to tell them jokes as they're eating lunch during college? I had one dude go, just stand up there and shut up. Was a dude screamed at me. And that's the thing, is that it just becomes an abusive cycle that once you like find a job and you can stand still. Again, I don't mind traveling. If I go with Ellis to do a couple shows on a weekend at an improv or a comedy store in La Jolla or something like that, a club that's meant for comedy on the road, I'll gladly do that. On the weekends, whatever. But going like on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from college to college to college and like decent bomb,
Yeah.
it is soul crushing. It is
Yeah.
very difficult. And for the comedians that were able to do that in their career and able to keep doing it and doing it over and over again, it's a different skinned human being. And those are people that need stand-up comedy. I love stand-up comedy. I will do it whenever, but I don't need it. There are a lot of people that need it out there. It is part of it's part of their lifeblood. What I need is just like have dinner with my wife, and watch a bunch of Netflix. Like I love doing that. I don't
That's
need
all
to
I
go to the
wanna
Comedy
do.
Store on a Wednesday anymore.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's when you find the things in your life. My buddy Andrew Santino is one of the most talented stand-up comedians in the world, and we were talking the other night over drinks, and he said, "Do you need stand-up comedy?" I said, "I don't." He said, "Then you're not a stand-up comic." And I said, "Fine. Have I done stand-up comedy? Sure." That's why when I introduce myself to people, I never say I'm a comedian anymore. I'm a host. I work in the digital space. I have my own talk show, that kind of stuff. I have to like explain it more often, but I don't just say
What's
I'm
the
a
digital
comedian.
space?
Yeah, I don't say I'm a comedian because when you tell somebody on a plane or somebody you never met when they're a comedian, it's like, so what's your act like? Tell me about your act. What's it like? Because if I said I was in insurance, they'd be like, all right, I'm on to the next guy. So when I'm on a plane, I sell cars. I'm in insurance. I'm going to a sales meeting. I never tell anybody what I do, especially coming from Pittsburgh to Los Angeles, because more than likely they're like, "Oh, my nephew lives out there. Could you meet him and give him some advice?" No.
Do you get that?
I made that mistake this morning.
'Kay.
You know how I told you guys you weren't on the show. You know how I told you, Reilly, that like I meet people everywhere. Like that's like literally today. I woke up and got ready. I walked outside of my door. I live in Beverly Hills in a very residential neighborhood. Like it's not a happening place.
Good for you.
And thank you. And
Thank you.
Thank you.
and there was
I'm a big
A
fucking
little bit
deal.
pissed.
there was a guy just standing outside he wasn't standing there, he was like happened to be walking right while I walked out. And he stopped me and was like, hey, I went to go in my car. He said, hey, can you come back here for a second? And I said,
No.
okay. And he was like, how do I know you? How do I know you? Which is, by the way, like
He's hitting on you.
always is the opening line. How do I know you?
Yeah.
And like maybe 1 out of every 5,000 times you know me because you watch some show I'm on. But
Yeah.
usually if you're a man on the street, you have no idea who I am.
Yeah.
So how do I know you? And I was like, oh, sorry, I don't know. And he was like, well, what do you do? And I was like,
Nothing.
I wanted to say, my mind went blank. I wanted to say insurance.
A waitress.
A waitress. Nothing. I don't do anything. I'm just a rich kid from.
Beverly Hills.
and I said, I'm in the entertainment industry. And then I was like, no.
Run to your car. First of
No.
all, let's rewind here real quick. First of all, when he says, "Hey, come back here for a second," be like, "No," and get in your
So
car.
actually, what I did do is I said, oh, sorry, I'm actually running late to work. And I walked around to my car and I opened the car door. And he came and stood next to the side of my
No,
car.
see, he can't. No,
No, that's-
no.
Yeah.
No.
That's why you need to
He
carry
was like-
mace.
He was like, do you live? He was like a cute 35-year-old kid, but it was not the time.
35-year-old kid. That's a man.
It's
and he's
7:35.
hitting on you.
It's 7:30 in the morning.
This is
I
why
can't have
Me
this
Too
conversation.
exists. This is why Me Too exists, because no man. There are so many men out there that have no idea what personal space is, especially
Yes.
when talking to a
It's
woman.
in
Yes.
the morning, and I was like, I'm going to work.
This happens to Julie a lot when she's walking Cal. She get like
Yeah.
some dude like in a car pulls up and goes, "Hey, come here," and she goes, "Nope," and just turns around and starts
Yeah,
walking.
you gotta
and
be
he's
hard like
following her.
Julie.
Yeah,
Hard like
I'm not
Julie.
Yeah.
bored. I need to be though. I have. I think like for guys out there, when you're hitting on a woman, or hitting on a man,
Get some
or whatever,
game?
there's a time and a
Time
place.
and a place.
And I know it's hard to figure that out.
7:30
but like,
in the morning on the street when you're late for work is not the
Not-
place.
not
the
the
time
time.
or the place.
and yeah,
Or the behavior.
always
the place.
always off limits. The gym.
Yeah.
At any point in the gym.
Yeah.
Like always off
And the problem
limits.
is that always happens. The
I-
gym is a birds of prey kind of spot.
I-
Do you like that
Oh, yeah.
transition?
I like
Yeah,
a lot of times will travel 35 extra minutes to go to a West Hollywood gym so that I don't get hit on.
Yeah.
Because it's all gay people there, and I'm like, they don't give a shit.
Gay dudes.
I had somebody when I went to work out a couple of months ago who posted up behind me as I was doing squats and audibly talked about my ass, what I looked like, and when somebody walked in between him and me, said, "Excuse me, you're blocking my view." Me at the gym.
Yeah, see, that's a no good. That's hey kids out
Like,
there, if
you
you're
don't-
listening, don't be like
So
that
no
guy.
no
Don't
gym.
be that
No
guy.
mornings.
Don't be that guy.
No early mornings, no gym.
yeah.
Correct. Life lessons from Roxy Striar. Thank you,
stuff.
Roxy.
And
Good stuff.
always get in fights before you're 22.
Yeah.
And
Be-
smoke weed.
Be better.
Role model.
Do you want to talk some movie news?
We could do. Yeah. Let's do some movie news and then we'll go to our first break.
Does that mean Ellis is here?
And Ellis is in the building. I'm hearing. So
Yeah!
just touch on it. There he is.
Do you want to sit here?
Yeah, where do you
Just want
work
to sit
out?
here? Get in here.
Well, yeah, we can switch up.
You want to switch at the break?
We can switch to the break.
Done.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
When is the break? What time are we at?
We got 10 minutes.
I just wanted
and
to
I'm
come
glad
in and say
Ellis is
hi.
here. We could talk about movie news.
What are we
love that
talking about,
hat.
guys?
I just want to go on a USO tour to
We
get
talked-
that hat. 'Cause that hat is awesome.
I have a golf shirt too, and now I just need to get on the links.
Holy
Ellis, we
Lord.
talked for 50 minutes.
Borrow it.
I can't tell you what we talked. We nothing. Like stand up.
You guys talk about stand-up a lot on this show.
Douchebags.
I'm really intrigued.
She wants to do stand up.
She got hit
I
on.
don't know if I want to do it. I'm scared.
Wow. Okay.
And I said maybe at a con or something. If you happen to book a room that might be hot, give Roxy 3 minutes.
well,
Josh
I mean,
says I'm an acquired taste.
you literally don't know until you get on stage what
Right.
kind of taste you are. You like the class clown could suck at stand up, and the quiet weirdo staring in the corner of the room like it's Blair Witch Project
Yeah.
could be the best comic that ever lived. You just don't know until you get up there.
Correct.
So
And I
love it.
said you
Yeah.
were the Leonard Bernstein of self-deprecation. Your comedy. You are a symphonic master of self-deprecation.
That's
It's
a good
incredible. I couldn't tell you how many people after the set that came just to see the show, and they're like, "We never go to comedy shows. Where can we find that Mark Ellis?" And I was like, "Here's his website."
That's so cool.
Yeah,
They can see
He's-
me at the
he
Los
crushed.
Globos Theater, October 26th. Me and Tommy Wiseau going to be co-headlining a show. Is he still coming in today?
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
coming.
They were
What
running
did-
that interview.
What did
yeah.
you talk about in your set?
That'll be fun. In my a bunch of random shit.
Yeah,
I mean, it
Have
was
you
kind
never
of like
seen
a,
Mark stand up?
Yeah, I've seen him, but not for a long time. So that's why I was asking. If it was the same set.
It was a weird hodgepodge. I kind of covered some of the stuff I did in the Middle East because it was kind of the theme of the night with the Battle Buddy Foundation,
Oh, cool.
where they pair dogs, service dogs, with veterans who suffering from PTSD. So I just figured it was a nice natural segue in there, and then they're just people I make fun of, usually myself.
Yes.
But it was
good.
fun.
It was
Very good.
Great show.
Well, Ellis, now that we have you here.
Yes, sir.
We
Movie
haven't
news.
talked any movie
We're
news.
gonna,
Let's
yeah,
do
we
it.
have-
What's
we haven't
going
done
on
any
in
movie
movies?
news, but have you guys seen the final Fantastic Beasts trailer? Just dropped. Heavy Johnny Depp.
I don't.
Heavy Johnny Depp.
I was so
and
surprised.
not heavy like he's fat.
Fat.
I mean, it's
He
like
has
he's
put on weight.
He's
the
all
last
over
one?
this thing, which he's Grindelwald. So it's called Crimes of Grindelwald.
I just don't. I don't understand why. I don't. I didn't like the first Fantastic Beasts at all.
Yeah.
And I understand that these things are multi-billion-dollar properties, whatever. But I had no interest in seeing this movie. I really don't.
Really?
No.
I liked it. I want
yeah.
to see it.
I just don't. I don't care about seeing the movie either. More on the Macuga page, but I like. It's called The Crimes of Grindelwald. The first couple trailers were virtually Johnny Depp-less.
Yeah.
So that they're gonna. I think that they're looking at their marketing strategy and they're saying, well, look, if we put Johnny Depp, and he's somewhat of a controversial figure right now,
Right.
We're not losing anybody who's a Harry Potter or Fantastic Beasts fan. They're not going to not see the movie because Johnny Depp's in it.
Yeah.
So if there's still people who just see Johnny Depp and they love Captain Jack Sparrow, we need to get all the dollars we can with this movie because Thanksgiving is when the movie comes out.
Yeah.
This is a competitive month all of a sudden for the family movie-going dollar. There's a crap ton of movies coming out that people
Yeah.
are going to go see.
They dropped a name in this trailer as well that connects directly to Harry Potter. I mean, I know we have
What'd they
Jude
say,
Law as
Dumbledore?
Dumbledore, and no, they have Dumbledore.
And the
but-
child shall be called Hermione.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure at the end it's going to be something. No, it's like one of the
Run.
You
Horcruxes.
see it, the mailbox that says Weasley. You're like, oh, that's the redhead family. Those are the overtly Irish people.
It's the Weasley wedding is like the main storyline.
I should clarify. I don't necessarily want to. Yeah, it's in the chat already. But it connects to the Horcruxes in Voldemort from Harry Potter. So there's a one of those things where, as a Harry Potter geek, the name was said. I'm like, ooh, and I look around, nobody's with me. I'm like, okay.
Roxy, you a big Harry Potter?
All right. So I read the first couple books. I didn't like them. Then I
What?
saw all the movies and I did like them.
Who reads one book and then is like, I'll give the sequel a shot?
and then the
like-
next 7 sequels.
It's only 800 more pages.
I know.
The books are incredible.
I love the
Everybody
books.
just kept
The books
saying,
are
just
so much
stick
fun.
with it.
Mm-hmm.
And when people tell me to do something, I guess I do it. So
Like by the time you
I
get
gave it
to
way too
Goblet
much.
of Fire, that's like like
was
every
that the fourth
shit
one or
goes
something?
down. Yeah, it's the
yeah.
fourth
Everybody
one.
said, make it to the fourth. Make it to the fourth.
And
I
that
did.
book ended, and I remember it's like before even the first movie came out, and I was like, "What the?" Like I'm like, "This is dark."
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I made it to like
Dark.
halfway through that or something, and then stopped. I'm
bueno.
fine with it. Here's my problem, and the thing I've been thinking about recently. I don't know who I don't like anymore, and like I feel like somebody needs to keep a master list of what everybody's done and who I'm supposed to be mad at because like.
You're supposed to be mad at Johnny
I
Depp.
just don't even quite know. Like, there's certain lines that I feel some people are getting super fucked for Me Too, like, and should be getting super fucked because they were super fucking. So it's like they need
Should
to.
probably watch
And
our
then-
like the terminology there.
Well,
I don't know.
the F word, the way you're using it. I look.
Yeah,
The
but
syntax. Of
I
that.
think that you
I just
probably.
mean, like,
I get what you're saying.
Probably in your head, I think that you are aware of people who have done things that it never and should never be invited back into Hollywood and probably should be behind bars for the rest of their lives.
but Bryan Singer, and he's doing Red Sonja. So
in the case of people in the case of most people like that, I really believe that it's up to the individual to look at and say, do I want to see past the person to go see what their artistic endeavor was? Because you're not just when you go see the Queen movie, you're not just paying to see. You're not just supporting Bryan Singer.
Oh,
you
of
could be
course.
supporting a band you love. You could be supporting Rami Malek. You could
But
be
I feel like
supporting
I don't
any of the
even have
cast.
all the information, Mark. Is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
If Michael Jackson were still alive,
that's what I was talking about yesterday.
if he performs, I'm going to see him.
I don't know. Like, I'm not seeing R. Kelly.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
R. Kelly, or you just
Totally-
compared R. Kelly to Michael
No,
Jackson.
totally different. But I'm saying, like, some people say with musicians, it's easier to separate them than their work
guess.
because
I
of
guess.
whatever. But I think that there is a line. It's just been a lot and it's been very quick. And Johnny Depp is one of those names that gets thrown out where I'm like, I know there was a situation.
Have you seen that video?
Yeah, I've seen the video. I
not a
just
good
don't.
look.
It's definitely not. I just don't know. I don't know. Is he on the same level as other people? Like, I don't know if they should be not showing him a trailer. I don't know if he should not be in the movie. I don't know.
the filmmakers support him. J.K. Rowling came out and said she supports him.
Right.
And this is with that video out there.
Yeah.
So you decide then. And
Yeah.
this is to Ellis's
Right, and
point.
I haven't
Do
decided.
you want to support him? Do you not?
Yeah,
Can
exactly.
you separate it? Can I go see because I like Harry Potter?
Yeah, but it's also
and pull
not. You're
Johnny
not.
out of it?
It's not like you're giving Johnny Depp $15 when you go see Fantastic Beasts. It's like you
Exactly.
could just love the Harry Potter universe and you want to know what story they're telling on the big screen. And so that's going to be up to the individual. And I don't think that I'm not going to blast anybody either way. If they want to go see the Queen movie, they want to go see Harry Potter. I want to see the Queen movie.
I'm
I can't
not
wait to see
blasting
it.
anybody.
Yeah.
And
No, I realize that, but I'm saying it is up to the individual
Right.
to make that decision, and not everybody's going to be on the same wavelength. Like you and me may say, we may go to the movies, and I'm going to say, look, I can see past this, I can't see past that, and that's an individual decision that doesn't necessarily come with a hashtag or some sort of a huge thing on Twitter. It's just that, am I going to go see this today?
So all
Well
I was
said.
talking about was my individual decision, and I haven't made it yet.
Right.
So that's all I was saying.
My individual decision is I couldn't. I'm not super excited about this movie or these franchises.
My individual decisions, I'm not reading any of the books. That's the stand I'm taking. Is that I am not. I fly on a lot of planes. I'm reading a book right now. I'm reading a fiction novel.
What?
And it is not. It's a huge breaking news today.
What is it?
Holy
it's called
cow.
The Knicks.
Dateline.
By
Ellis reads fiction.
Is that
Nathan Hill.
Is it? No.
no,
I
that's
thought you were going to
just
say you're going to read the
Nick.
Tiger
The
Woods
Nick,
book because
yeah.
that
Thank
Came
you.
out a few years ago. I want to read the Tiger Woods book, and I'll probably do it this off season.
Yeah.
I literally had a dream while I was supposed to be here on time.
shit,
I was
did I die
dreaming that
again?
Tiger Woods was teeing off in a major with the lead on the last day on Sunday, and his first shot, it was a short par 4. He drove the green and got a hole in one.
he Happy Gilmore it. If this is deja
And I
vu,
remember pulling my phone out in the dream and thinking, what am I going to tweet? What am I going to tweet about Tiger getting a hole in one on a par 4?
that's amazing.
I had
See, this
issues.
is where Mark and I think. Yep. We got a little more movie news. We got a few more.
Fred, just so you know, Frank the editor,
Yes.
just tagged me, you, and Roxy. You guys, are the worst.
We're too
Period.
loud?
With a Johnny Depp gift.
Oh,
He's-
right.
Frank loves
Yeah.
Johnny Depp in
Frank's a pirate.
Did not
I do
include me
too.
in that.
I
Okay.
think
Yeah, maybe you weren't
No,
here yet.
that's good. I
But
don't
you're
want to
not
be
the worst.
I don't want to be the worst.
I love Johnny Depp in Pirates.
I do too. I do too.
I loved him in a lot of things.
Blow
Blow is great.
as my favorite Johnny Depp movie.
Yeah. I even thought he did a really good
to-
job in Black Mass.
To answer your question before we wrap it up, I'm just going to give you some news out there. Kingsman 3,
Yeah.
2019. It's confirmed. Do you want it?
Yes.
You want a Kingsman 3?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you like the second one?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Ellis?
Yes.
Never saw the second one.
I watched the second
I
one
hear I
like
don't
3
need
separate
to.
times. It's great.
Really?
So fun.
I really like
The second
too.
one, it was like being in a carnival and eating a lot of cotton candy, and then when you leave, you're like, oh,
Shouldn't have had that last stick of fried butter.
yeah, exactly. That's what I felt with Kingsman
I don't
3.
think
Did
like
I
that.
did I like some of it? Yes. But there's that. Then speaking
Are you
of,
excited for it?
eh.
Okay.
Yeah, because the second one kind of soured me.
Oh man.
Show me the cast. I want to see who else is in it because I was excited about this one with the Kingsmen and the Americans version
no
of it,
cast,
the Statesman,
yes.
but I never saw it. But I'm not asking you personally.
Tell me the cast. What am I? What am I? They're fucking agents.
You're the
Here's
internet
your
to me.
notepad for it.
Hey
yeah.
Snyder,
Yeah.
who's in the Kingsman 3?
Quit breaking
Sarah
Child's
J-
Play scoops. We want Kingsman.
Well,
He's the first call you
say-
make, remember.
They say that it's going to be Eggsy and Harry are going to be there. So Colin Firth and what's his name? Taron
Taron Egerton, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So
I'm
at
in.
least they're probably going to be back. We don't know. TBD on everything
Well,
else.
that's fantastic.
Birds of Prey, 2020 release date. It's
Yep.
coming. Harley Quinn and then some other people.
Movie
Everybody's
could be big.
exciting.
Telling you.
Could be big.
Telling
Could
you.
be big.
Get excited, man. The other castings that they're about to announce with this movie, talked about it yesterday on Movie Talk, where there's some people that are in the running that I think they're going to nail the casting so perfectly for each character. I think they're going to get a lot of people excited to see the movie. And this is coming on the heels of Wonder Woman 1984. Okay,
Yes.
so you have the Joker movie, the standalone Joker movie comes out in October, about a year from now.
Yep.
A month later, you get Wonder Woman 1984. Then the
Awesome.
following February, you get Birds of Prey. So all of a sudden, I'm not saying the DCEU is doing everything right, but Warner Brothers with DC
It's a cool
properties
slate. It's a cool slate.
is starting to
No,
because
it's not.
no,
No?
you don't like the slate?
Really? I like it.
All right.
No, they can kiss my ass.
Oh, because of
Man of
because of
Steel,
Superman.
too.
Oh, man, it's
It's like I don't care. I don't care.
I hear
All
you.
you're doing is you're dangling Henry Cavill out there, and maybe we'll have him in
jacket,
Shazam.
green jacket. Who gives a shit?
I'm
Exactly.
really
I'm
nervous
kidding.
about
It's
this
fine.
movie.
It looks
About Birds
good.
of Prey?
Yeah, because first of all, I wanted a Gotham City Sirens movie to start, and then when we moved to Birds of Prey, I was excited, and the casting rumors look good, but I don't know why I'm hearing about them. Why don't you just cast them and then tell me about it? Why are we hearing any of this stuff? It doesn't make sense to me that DC has such loose lips somewhere that, and imagine if they don't go with the rumors, which is like they've made this they've talked about how they're casting for the people who are best for the job, regardless of diversity, and they've got this awesome cast, and they haven't been cast. So what's the problem?
It's the most frustrating part of being a movie fan that follows it day in and day out
Right.
with the news because if you now get the front runners for casting announcements with Star Wars movies like what you got with Han Solo, it's impossible to avoid because Lucasfilm is very good at keeping the lid sealed on stuff like that, but it's going to get out there. To your point, DC has been among the worst I've seen at protecting their assets, not only once they have a front runner list, but also once they start filming, because it seems like every set that a DC movie is on, there's going to be some sort of TMZ footage that comes
Right.
out, like that Joker
Like
thing.
the
Now,
Joker, yeah.
I happen to think the Joker subway thing, I think that looked a little too good to be just some extra being like, oh, I can't believe I'm here. This is awesome.
Yeah,
I
that
agree.
looked
I
like
think so
we
too.
want to get this out to the world, and I
Yes.
think it did that movie a big credit.
Yeah, Todd Phillips just released another pic of Joaquin Phoenix, but this time it's not him in Joker makeup. It's in clown makeup, and he's wearing like a green afro, and he's sitting there like he's on set on a TV show as a clown, and he just looks bored.
I love it.
I made the
Yes.
worst joke yesterday that literally I don't think one person on the planet got. Certainly Roca and Perry didn't get it. Is that we were talking about the Joker stuff, and his name is Arthur in the movie.
Yeah.
And so I saw a picture of Arthur, and I was like, man, that Arthur looks like he's on the rocks.
Oh, the sequel to Arthur.
Thank you.
I just thought you were like that.
like the bear?
I thought you were gonna say
The bear?
no, the movie.
There's a movie starring Dudley
Dudley
Moore
Moore,
in the 80s
Liza
called
Minnelli.
Arthur, and then
I thought-
Arthur 2 on the Rocks.
I thought you were
Wow.
gonna be like, he sure looks like he's caught between the moon and New York City. All right, and that's Collider Live, everybody. We are gonna take a little break here. On the flip side of things, we've got Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero coming in. Mark Ellis is gonna take this seat. I'm gonna go somewhere else and hold a microphone and just give you some one-liners. I'd just like to inform you guys all last night the Pittsburgh Steelers won. We'll be back
Big
after
game.
the break.
Big game.
Hey guys, Reilly here, and let me tell you about Rule of Two. Rule of Two is a Star Wars podcast hosted by myself and Mark Fernandez. It drops on the Jedi Council podcast feed every Tuesday. You like Star Wars? Good. I like Star Wars. And you know what we do? We talk Star Wars. And not only talking Star Wars, we celebrate Star Wars. We gave the Golden Lightsabers the best in Star Wars, best picture, best opening theme, best crawl, and all that good stuff. We celebrate the games of Star Wars. We do everything in the Star Wars universe with a lot of debate and a lot of discussion thrown in the middle. So make sure you check out Rule of Two every Tuesday on the Collider Jedi Council podcast feed, on iTunes, and later on Collider Video Podcast Network. That's Rule of Two with Reilly and Mark Fernandez every Tuesday. And may the Force be with you.
Hey everyone, Mark Ellis here. You know, when I'm not trying to clone dinosaurs or drinking at my neighborhood watering hole, I am probably hosting Collider Movie Talk. It's a flagship show here at Collider. I like to say that because I'm the host of it. It's every day, almost. It's 4 days a week, which is still pretty good, above 50%. You can watch it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 4 p.m. Los Angeles time is when we do it. It's live, so you can participate in the live chat room. Go ahead and give us your thoughts on every story we have coming because it's all the latest movie news of the day. Who did what at the box office? What horrible Redbox movies Bruce Willis signed on to? The DC, the Marvel, the Star Warses, the Lord of the Rings. Are they making new? I think it's a TV show, and we still might talk about it anyway because we love movies around here. It's myself and an expert panel of guests, including John Roca, Perry Nemiroff, Jeff Snyder, and other noted noters of note. You guys are going to love this show, and then we take your live Twitter questions at the end of the show at Collider Video. You can always use the hashtag Collider Movie Talk to get in touch with us, so subscribe right here to Collider Video. Check out Movie Talk, and check out the Collider Movie Talk podcast feed. We have a podcast feed now. You don't have to look at this handsomeness. You can just listen to it, whether you're driving to work, whether you're driving from work, or you don't have a job, but you have a basement and ears. You can listen to Collider Movie Talk's feed. You can get it at Apple Podcasts or on iTunes. You also get Mailbag. That's the show that's hosted by Perry Nemiroff, a lot more professionally than I run this pirate ship. That's our weekend show where she takes your letters. I don't know if you write them or you email them. You have to ask her. And Afterthoughts, hosted by Ryan Snelling and Jay Williams. I almost said Ryan Williams and Jay Snelling. Would anybody have known the difference? I certainly would. I would have felt bad about it because I'm a nice person, and that's why I host Collider Movie Talk. Check it out in video form or on our podcast feed.
Hi there. I see that you're enjoying Collider Live. After this show, why not check out Collider Games, where we play, well, games. We review games, we talk about things, anything that's going on in the gaming world, our opinions, news, all kinds of stuff. So check it out. If you like it, stick around and subscribe.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, one of the hosts for Collider Sports Time. That's our new show there on the Collider Sports Network. It's our flagship show, just like Collider Movie Talk. We get on, talk about a bunch of sports issues of the day and what is burning up social media, what topics are burning up social media. That's what we do on Collider Sports Time. I'm joined by my top 10 co-host, Matt Nost. Me and him, we welcome a bevy of guests every week to talk about NFL, the Major League Baseball playoffs, NHL, and the NBA, which is starting up soon. We're going to talk about that. We also get into UFC stuff, college football, all the stuff that's happening in the world of sports. We're going to cover it on Collider Sports Time. And we're going to take the time to break it all down and give our opinions and our unique takes and unfiltered thoughts on what we think about the sports news of the day. So don't forget to join us every week on Monday for the Collider Sports Time show on the Collider Sports Network. And don't forget to subscribe on the Collider Sports Network on YouTube and on the Collider Sports podcast feed. We're going to bring you all kinds of stuff. Hope to hear from you soon.
Hey everyone, I'm Scott Movie Manson. Just to let you know, if you already don't, every Friday here on Collider Video, I host a weekly film review series called Movie Review Talk. The title says it all. Every week I'm joined by two guest critics of my choice, and they're never the same. We review the new films. We pick something that's streaming that you might not know about, but is really great. And we pick a Blu-ray for something that you might have missed in theaters. It is fun. It is infectious. It is the Citizen Kane of movie review shows, and it's only right here on Collider with this guy, Scott Movie Mance, Mr. Movie Release Dates himself. Check it out every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific, only on Collider Video.
It's a beautiful rendition of the classic Jurassic Park theme song. One of my favorite themes of all time. Hey, everybody, we're back.
Hey, Mark.
We're getting back. That's Josh Macuga. That is Roxy Striar. Over there in the corner is Mark Reilly. I am merely Mark Ellis, and what a show we have for the second hour here at Collider Live. This is the first time I've ever introduced the show. In any capacity, usually to sit in Roxy's seat and hide, like I'm Wilson from Home Improvement.
Yeah.
I just keep sinking in my chair, and
Well, Tim, maybe you should just be nicer to Jill. Same every episode.
Are you guys freezing?
No.
Good talk.
I feel pretty good. Do you run cold?
I don't know the answer to that.
You seem to, for somebody that's been on Earth, I'm going to say at least 24
I don't know much
years.
about myself.
Yeah, you need to do some self-reflection would be my suggestion. Yeah.
27, baby, yeah.
You're 27?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know the answer to whether I run hot or cold. I know that I never run normal. Like, I'm either freezing or burning up all of the time. Like, I sweat my dick off at night and, like, wake up in an actual puddle. And then anytime I'm in the day, I'm shivering, so I don't know which one I run.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Never happy with the temperature.
Josh, you...
you know me. I sweat all the time.
Pretty sweaty guy.
Really sweaty.
I enjoy the process of sweating, though. Like, I love being sweaty. That's the thing. Is like, I'm sweaty on camera a lot. You
Good shine.
You look at my history on video, you're probably going to see a glistening forehead in there. And I love it. I love being sweat. I love being dripping with sweat. It feels good. It's a release.
Are you being serious? You actually love being sweaty all the time.
Love it.
The first time
I get enough of it.
I ever
So
rode with
weird.
Mark Ellis in a car. It was summer, and he had the heater on in his car.
Is this a Beach Boys song?
No. It was a summer heater.
Were you guys playing Desert Tundra?
No. And I was like, dude, you know you have your heater on. He's like, yeah. That's how I like it. And I was like, well, I'll never run in a car with this guy.
Well, I'm going to get really sweaty, and I'm very excited about this. I didn't know I was doing this until yesterday.
Oh, nice.
When I had to belly up to the proverbial bar because I walk into the studio here yesterday at Collider, and, good weekend, didn't really talk to a lot of people other than doing stand-up and stuff like that. So I saw Josh Hercules on Sunday, but that was about it. I come in.
We kind of bookended our weekends, though, because we hung out Thursday as well.
We did, yeah. We had porch beers.
We did.
Which we hadn't done in a while.
We made porch beers at the Comedy Store, but he made fun of me on stage, which is really good. It's like, when you have married friends, you're kind of on their schedule. Because like, Mark, I have a free night. Let's go get beers.
I mean, the premise was it's still Josh Macuga, but it's like running hot or cold. Like when Josh was single, it's like you could text Josh and we could go out for some drinks and have a good time and then go home. So now when you talk to Josh, it's like, okay, dude, but I got to get all the drinks in before 7 p.m. because then I got to be home. And then the rare night that his lovely wife Amanda's out of town, he'll text me at like 5 p.m. on a Tuesday, like, dude, she's out of town for one night. Let's get some blow. Let's go to the Denny's parking lot. And he's just so excited to hang out that you get extreme wild, man.
Yeah, it's very hot and cold. You're right, man. It's like your car.
Yeah.
It's like your car.
So she was out of town on Thursday?
She went out with her for a girls' night, and I was sitting around. I was like, you know what we haven't done in a while? Like a weeknight beers. Let's go.
It's some of the it's one of those weird things that you say. It's why I don't go clubbing, or why I was never like a big nightclub person as far as like loud music and stuff like that. It's because
It's like one word, like nightclub, not night club.
Nightclub, a club that you go to at night.
It's a nightclub.
Yeah, I guess it's not fair just to label them at night. I don't really go to clubs at any point. I don't go to these early morning raves that the high schoolers love Saturday morning.
The day pool clubs.
It's the thing that high school, they go to morning raves now. And I don't know if they take drugs and watch cartoons on Saturday morning, but it doesn't seem like a good time
That was
to me.
me for a very long time.
Oh, my
You were
God.
a raver?
Oh, boy.
What was the rave? Was that here in Los Angeles
Oh,
or
yeah,
some of
yeah.
the Southie
Afrojack,
Boston raves?
Avicii, 3-6 Mafia, David Guetta, Tiesto, Calvin Harris. Like, I saw
Are these
all
names
of
of
them.
clubs or people?
People.
Cool.
Swedish House. What did I say? 3-6.
Oh,
Swedish
dude, you
House
haven't been to
Mafia.
Calvin Harris?
Oh.
It's next to the Burger King under the 101. What a club that is.
Yeah, I
You have
went
to
all
enter
of them.
through an old bedbug-ridden mattress. That's sick.
Go back though. You're saying you're never into any of those things because
my ideal version of hanging out is just sitting on a porch or a patio somewhere having a couple cold ones. And that's what we get to do at the Comedy Store. And that's why I think that's why most comics in LA, you may have, like, I was passed to the Laugh Factory, the Improv, years before I was the Comedy Store, and I love those clubs, but like, if you're hanging out at the end of the night, I would probably rather be at the Comedy Store. It's just more of a fun hang situation.
Absolutely. It's my favorite place in Hollywood as far as drinking and hanging out goes, because the bar's right there. Everybody is, you're on Sunset Boulevard. It's great people watching. It's just a very comfortable, nice environment of people.
I want to come.
Yeah, you can come.
It's so
anytime.
much fun.
You're more than welcome.
It is.
I'm
It's
telling
so
you,
much fun.
you have this like self-doubt about the you think you're too annoying, and I didn't know you in the rave days.
Yeah, that was really
When you were
annoying.
starting out, can you imagine a Boston area rave? Like, oh fuck, I can't feel my face.
This is Tom Brady, DJ. Yes.
We got so gacked up on acid I woke up on Yawkey Way.
DJ Wade Boggs. Yeah.
Good knowledge. Good knowledge of my city.
I know my
Yawkey
Boston.
Way.
My family hails from Boston. Yeah, the Ellis family originally started out in Watertown, Massachusetts, at the
I
turn
feel like
of the
you've
1900s.
never told me that.
Yeah, Ernest Ellis was a baseball player.
Is he
Was that
being
funny,
facetious?
Josh? Because he was a professional baseball player.
I'm
Ernest goes
gullible.
to
Are you
baseball
being
camp.
honest?
Totally serious, yeah. Ernest Ellis was a professional baseball player, played for a number of
Watertown.
different franchises. In and around Watertown, he had to travel when he was playing with the Chicago branch of the team. I'm not sure if it was the Sox yet, but he was the only professional athlete. And then, get ready for the legend of Fred Fish Ellis.
Fish Ellis.
A Tufts University legend. They named the field, the track at Tufts University is called Ellis Oval. You know why? Because Fred, and the reason why his nickname was Fish is because he moved like a fish on the football field. Because nobody could catch him. You get a fish out of the way, he's flopping this way, he's flopping that way. It's like Gale Sayers 40 years before Gale Sayers.
Fish
Ellis Oval. I've run miles at Ellis Oval. Did I get into Tufts University? No, I did not.
Are you being serious? That's so much money. They should have let you in no matter what
Tufts
your grades
University.
were.
I feel like I would have been a great representative, but I also
Yeah.
feel like I'd represent Wake Forest, and we know how that ended up.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I have the
I don't
tattoo.
know.
I have a Wake tattoo on my shoulder, and I haven't given the university a dime because I'm still waiting
Do they call you
to make more money.
every month?
Yeah, I mean, I get the letters and stuff, but I'm not a big alumni person anyway.
Yeah,
I
feel
love
that.
my friends that I met in college, but it's not just that I get the letters. I'm like, whatever.
I have a problem donating to my university because I know for a fact that their endowment is so huge that if they were to just take like 3% of it, 90% of the school population can go to school for free every year.
Yeah.
If I'm giving my money, I already paid tuition. I already gave you 4.5 years of my life. I'm not giving you any of my hard-earned money when you have billions of dollars worth of it ready to give to students, and you don't.
I
Yeah,
feel like I'd
you
be
don't
more
need me.
likely to give to my high school than my college.
Yeah, I'd be more likely to give to my frat than any. No, I'm kidding, because it's kicked off campus. But
Good point.
no, high school would be fine. I want to give to a cause. The Douchebag Anthem. I'd rather give to a cause like the Battle Buddy Foundation or something where I know where my money is going, that I know it's like spread to the right thing.
I just think, I don't want to say the wrong thing here. I feel like college, it's not becoming outdated. I don't want to say college is outdated, but I'm saying that there's so many avenues that you can pursue your career that don't necessarily have to do with you paying $20,000, $25,000, $50,000 annual tuition, whether it's your parents or you paying it, before you decide what you actually want to do with your life.
Yeah.
It's like the most expensive, longest summer camp of your life until you know what you want to do. So if you walk into college, there's two types of people in the world. There's people that walk into college with a goal, and there's people that walk into college with an idea. I walked into college with the idea, hey, maybe I'll be a doctor. We'll see how that shakes out.
Yeah.
And then I got a couple of biology exams back, and I'm like, I'm probably not going to be operating on people.
What was your idea?
Survive.
That's the thing.
I honestly had somebody said to me, you know, the best way for you to get on TV and to be the next Alice Trebek is probably be a broadcast journalism major. That would have been great. But my only advisor was my idiot brother, who I love to death. But he was like, just be a business major. You'll be fine. And so I majored in business logistics. And here I am talking on a microphone and still not the host of Jeopardy. So
Who knows more? Do you know more about business logistics or do I know more about communications? Because that was my major, and I still can't tell you exactly what we studied.
on the next Schmodown, it's communications versus logistics.
What was your... Just ask us these principles of questions and we have no idea?
I'm like absolutely obsessed with this idea, and I think that we should actually do this on Collider.
How many questions about your major can you answer?
All of them. I was an acting major and a film minor, and so
see that's why you went to she went to college with a goal.
Yeah, I went to USC,
Which is
and
a good school.
I auditioned into the school, which I
Fight
never
on,
should have
Roxy.
gotten into. Fight on, and it's nothing against USC. I do love it, but even with the goal and even with everything I did learn, the fact that I walked out with no representation, no reel, no headshot, no resume, $200,000 later,
In debt.
like what the
Yes.
fuck?
Yes.
That's crazy. And I
Roxy,
went to one of
same.
the best schools in the entire country for what I was studying and had none of that. That's dumb. Like that, I could have spent that money and made a film.
Reilly, do you feel like your USC education is worth it? And keep in mind, we have young, impressionable kids listening, so I was hoping somebody would come to the defense of paying and going to college just to counter my point, because we have a lot. RB3 is going to USC right now.
And it's a great school and life experience, and he's a film
Yes.
major, and he is learning how to create
And
films.
college
That's
does
important.
give you a good buffer between high school and life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you
It's-
learn to live on your own, you learn to do things. Had I come right to Los Angeles right after high school, I'd have been eaten alive.
Yeah, it's absolutely. I love my time there. It's absolutely worth it. All the contacts that I did meet through, because theater, cinema, I met a lot of people that I still keep in touch with. A lot of people that are in the business working that I can call and get some advice, either or maybe some help, or
True.
get them on the show, what have you. I think it was invaluable.
And the good news about if you are going to put yourself under a mountain of student loan debt is that student loan, the ones that call people like constantly, they know the deal.
Yeah.
I have a friend who is probably about 80 grand in student loan debt, and they're
That's
telling
like
me
the
that they're
world
like,
average.
they're like, all you have to do is strike any sort of deal, because the student loan people are so happy to get a live human on the actual phone. They're shocked when you actually pick up and you talk to them. Like, this is Mark. Oh my God! Whoa!
We got
one. Don't lose him! Don't lose him! Can you hold for 5 seconds? What the hell do I do? So they're so nervous about that, and then you can tell them, like, I have one friend that's on a student loan payment plan. Let's say 70 grand in debt, right? They're paying like $45 a month. It's like who's doing the math on
Yeah.
this? $45 do you know how long that's going to take? They're just happy to
Forever.
get some sort of
Something.
income.
There's no interest on that money.
No.
It's free money.
Yeah,
It really
it's,
is.
It's a piece of
I mean,
cake.
again, we are giving the worst advice today. Take out student loans; it's free.
No,
I
we're giving
think
the
that-
best advice. If you go to college, okay, here's the thing. If you go to a small liberal arts college and you just because you want to go to college but you have no plan, that is a huge waste of money, because it is very, very expensive. Now, if you go to a state university in state, you can kind of like maneuver your way around until your sophomore year, until you figure out what you want to do, because it's not as expensive as a small liberal arts school that might be 50, 60K a year, unless you're going to like a high tier thing. But go to college knowing that, this is what I want to do, because if you don't, it's a huge waste of time.
I feel like school in general is going that way. I mean, look, you can Google your homework, kids.
Yeah.
What are you going to school for? And don't give me that crap like, oh, I learned how to socially adjust to be around other people. Have you seen most people on the street these days? They don't look like they have any idea how to interact with one another. So just take a breath and think about it and present this episode. That's all I'm asking
Yes.
kids to do. So if you don't feel like going to college and your parents are putting a lot of pressure on you, just show them this episode of Collider Live and call us at the number. Reilly, what's the number for Collider Live? So we can have an actual conversation with a family as to whether their Johnny or their Jane should be going to university.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know the number.
Maybe
Is that because you don't want to give it out? Because you don't want
I'm
me
a
to
little
talk to
I'm a
parents?
little hesitant to
I'm
give
here
it
to
out.
talk to you, parents.
Yeah.
I'm here for
We're
you.
I'm a
giving
little
advice.
hesitant.
Do you really want
you
the
can
number?
put the number up. Let's call.
323-522-5515.
All right, yeah. Let us know if you have any thoughts on going to college or.
You should,
323
Ellis,
522
they should go to college.
5155.
Not just for socially
made up.
adjustments and this. You can meet so many people that might come into your life later when you need it. And I'm serious. Whether it's friendships,
Yeah.
whether it's
Well,
connections,
there are great parts
whether
about
it's
it. And-
like you meet so many people. You meet
But okay,
so
Reilly,
many people that
you
could
and
just
I went to school out here.
Yes, we
where
did.
we live.
Yes.
So like that's strategic in itself. Studying things
Absolutely.
that are helping us, and like SC loves SC, so the
Right,
hookup
yeah.
there is real.
Now I come. Yes,
But-
Roxy made it like USC alumni tight. They
Yeah.
like you can walk in and go, oh, I went to USC, and they're like, let me make some calls. Like somebody will like help.
Yeah, it doesn't work with Wake Forest on the West Coast.
Why not?
Or Penn
Because
State.
when the Wake Forest people get together to watch a Wake football game or a Wake basketball game, we go to our sports bar. Like 4 people there. It's like, oh, how you doing? Yeah.
Which one do you go to?
I actually just sit at home because I don't. Oh, we got
We have a call.
Saved by the Bell.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I went to
Here we
one
go.
sports bar to watch a Wake game, and it was a bunch of Florida State people. Now Wake ended up winning that game, so I almost got my ass kicked afterwards. But go Deeks! All right, we got a caller. Let's talk to you. Hi, what university are you considering attending, and which one of your parents are we going to be speaking to?
Hi. Yeah, am I on?
Yeah,
you are
you
on. What's going on, bud? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, sorry. 1 second. I just have to I just had to compose myself. I cannot believe this actually happened. Big huge fan of you guys.
Trust
Sorry,
me,
guys.
the pleasure's all on this side of the table.
All on this side.
Thank you so much for calling
big
in.
table.
You can compose yourself. Just to get a couple basic information to get out of the way. What's your name? Where are you from? How much are you willing to pay a month in student loan return payments?
Yeah, sorry. Let me just put on my script.
Sure.
I was writing while I was listening to you guys. I'm writing that script right now. Just shout out to the guy who was actually on the. Shout out to your guy from the comedian who's actually talking about writing scripts and doing directing. He kind of got me off my butt and actually
Steve
was kinda
Byrne.
like, hey, he was kind of like, yeah. I was like, I need to actually like do something because like I keep hearing all these guests, all these people that I listen to on podcasts. I'm like, okay, this is the time I got to get off my butt. But anyways, so my name is Chase. My name is Chase Tucker. I mean, I'm military brat, so I've been all around. I basically put my flagpole on San Antonio, Texas, but right now I live with my wife and my son, Panama City, Florida. Going to be living there for the rest of my life. So, anyways,
I've been to Panama City.
I've lived in Panama City.
Whoa.
Yeah, because I was a military brat as well.
There
My
you
dad
go.
was stationed down there in Panama City for a few years, and
I was just a brat on spring break, just burying kegs in a beach. Yeah.
well, now they got rid of that now. They pretty much said no more beer, no more spring break craziness. They basically shut all that down to make sure that, the people are safe and sound. I mean, it's
Interesting.
crazy.
Smart.
how that
It's smart. It's smart.
yeah,
It is.
Panama
All right.
City, they don't want to be known as a spring break destination. They want to be known for the thing they should be known for, a Captain D's fish place on every corner and crystal meth probably being dealt behind it.
What is Captain D's?
Captain D's is great seafood, and I'm sure Chase knows what I'm talking about. I think there's still Captain D's around the Southeast.
be.
I'm sure Chase didn't call in today to talk Captain D's. He probably wants to talk something in the world of movies. He's a big fan of writing scripts, might write and direct one himself one of these days. So what did you want to talk about here today, bud?
Well, I do actually want to say I did actually graduate already, and I'm actually kind of in a position to where I'm not necessarily doing what I went to college for. I initially wanted to be a film director, but then I met my wife, and I was just like, I want to actually spend more time with my wife. I actually want to be with her. And so I was kind of thinking, what else can I do? And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do independent directing and just kind of make movies on myself because I don't want to deal with that business. I want to just be me and be creative. But so right now I'm just paying my loans, just trying to take care of business. On the side, I have a part-time job. Me and my wife have a part-time job. I take care of my kid at home. But I just try to, make ends meet and at the same time try to pursue my dream of independent filmmaking. Nothing too big, but something small enough to where I have a couple of friends that are like, you want to be in a movie? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, well, these guys aren't too anything crazy. They're just, these guys are actually serious. And these guys, I screen and I make sure I know these guys. These guys are not just the people that I know who can probably put on a performance for a couple minutes.
Yeah,
No,
I was
these
going to
are guys
say,
who
you got to
really
have that one friend probably that you just can't put in a movie. And they so bad want to be a part of the production somehow. They're like, dude, I'm right for this role. And you're like, just hold the microphone.
I wrote a role for myself. I'm going to perform it.
Chase, are you glad that you went to school then and have all these student loans?
Well, that's the interesting thing because I've come in a situation to where I knew a lot about video production and filmmaking. Like the biggest stuff that I got was watching the prequel Star Wars special features when they just basically put a camera in front of George Lucas and showed all the crazy stuff about filmmaking. I was like, this is incredible, but they didn't get into the business aspects of that kind of stuff. So I was just kind of like, okay, so let's try and see what we can do and kind of see, what kind of video production stuff that I can learn. And I kind of learned pretty much everything I thought I knew I could pretty much everything. The only thing that I did not learn was the video editing stuff, which is pretty much the stuff that I'm pretty good at besides writing and directing. But
Yeah, I mean,
did not know a lick of video.
That's a weekend taking one of those Adobe Premiere classes that they travel around. But you could drive up to Tampa and take one of those. So, look, Chase, the bottom line is we're very excited about the future of your independent career. You buck this system. You go make your movies the way you want to do it. You take care of your beautiful wife and kid, and keep us posted on how everything is going there. And I know he lives in Panama City now, but I think I'm in good company when I say go Spurs go. So that was a fun conversation.
Good luck,
with
Chase.
Thanks,
Chase.
Chase.
You can make movies anywhere now. You really can. So if you want to be a filmmaker, you don't need to go to college. Just need to get yourself the prequels on Blu-ray, and you can watch, because George Lucas, USC graduate, he did the work for you.
Yeah.
He did all the stuff. He went to college, so you don't have to.
Don't listen to him, kids.
When I say, I'm not just talking to the kids here, Riley. Most of the time,
Don't
I'm
listen to
talking
them,
to the
people.
parents. I'm saying, parents, if you want to take you're sending your kid to life's preseason, is what you're doing. You're sending your kid for 4 years to life's training camp. And so I acknowledge that there's some things to get out of that with, you're going to meet some lifelong friends, you're going to have a cool alumni association to hang out with once a year during homecoming games. Is that worth $200,000?
Let me ask you, how do you feel about people who would like to be doctors then? Should they go to school?
Yes, but that's what I'm talking about.
So just
if you
not
walk in,
artists.
if you walk in with the goal of being a doctor, then that's great. But if I am the parent of a child, which I am, let's say Molly the Wonder Dog turns into a real human daughter, right? She comes to me and she says, Dad, I want to go to college and I want to be a doctor. I'd sit down and I would have a honest conversation about, do you know everything that being a doctor requires? Do you know all the training you have to do? And she's like, yeah, no, this is what I want to do with my life. Then I'm like, well, damn it, I'm going to foot the bill for this because I believe in you.
What if she says she wants to be a stand-up comedian?
I would say, great. You're not going to college for that.
Right.
You want me to flush $200,000 down the toilet so you can take 2 speech classes over 4 years as part of your degree so you can go off and do open mics? No, just start doing the open mics.
I always say this. Had I gotten into, I applied to Notre Dame and Dartmouth because I was getting recruited to swim there. Had I gotten into those schools and my parents and I would have forked over thousands and thousands of dollars for me to get an education, I would not be doing this right now. I'd have a normal person job, probably have a few kids. I'd probably be living not in Los Angeles. But because I went to a state school and it was really, really inexpensive, and I was basically on scholarship for the first year, and then it was just not an expensive place to go to college at that point in the world. I had the opportunity. My parents said, you're not in debt. Nobody's in debt. Go and do what you want to do, and now I'm here. So you're welcome. Thanks, Penn State.
Yeah, and I would like to make the point, if anybody's actually basing their educational future based on what I'm saying on Collider Live, then you already should not be going to college. And I'm surprised that you have any sort of GED or equivalency for high school. What I am saying is just that everybody assumes that, I graduated high school now, and now I'm supposed to go to college, and I do this. I had a great time in college. You can go to college and enjoy the hell out of your life. Just saying that there's other options out there now in the modern world that we live in. It's not the 1700s anymore, where you have to get 25 years of education and your lifespan's 33.
Yes.
Like you can continue to do things. You can go back to college if you're out there in the real world for a couple of years. You decide you don't like to do it. There's a whole lot of things out there, especially for people who are interested in film and writing and stuff like that.
You want to be an academic, you have to go to school.
Yeah. Although I will say, Chase called in. He was talking about Steve Byrne, who wrote and directed a movie, and now he's directing another feature. Kent State University.
There you go.
Kent State graduate. So
The Golden Flashes.
Did your family want you to go to school?
Yeah. They didn't want me to be a comedian, I'll tell you that much. But
mine either.
Yeah, I had a couple beers with my dad at a place that rhymes with shooters, and I told him, "Hey, we're gonna go. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna do this thing." And he just, but that's the difference. He saw that. He saw the look in my eye, and he's like, "I can tell Mark's serious about this." So now my dad was like, "Now I get to do the hard job of convincing my wife, his mother, that this is gonna be the proper thing for him to do." And I'd say it paid off okay.
It was a flip for me. My mom saw it and had to convince John Macoogs.
Oh, Deb saw the look.
Deb saw the look.
And John's like, I've seen that look in the boy. The boy's wild, Deb. We can't trade him.
Thou shalt not pass. He's going to work at the car dealership and sell cars.
We're learning new things about each other. I did not know that Roxy was a USC Trojan.
I knew that, but I also forgot that I thought you were like a communications major. I did not know.
No, acting major, film minor. It's the only way I got in. I only went to 3 years of high school.
No way.
Yeah.
If I put
And I graduated from SC early.
If I put
Not too shabby, Miss what was the word I didn't know? Suze.
And Suze.
And Suze.
Was Paul Backer there?
I'm gonna
when you were
do.
there? Paul
Yeah.
Backer.
I'm
He
going to
was?
play
Yeah.
3 career Monty with you, okay? I got 3 cups here, and I'm
Okay.
shuffling all around. So acting is in this cup,
Yeah.
right? And podcasting / hosting journalism's in this cup. And then
Yeah.
this is the mystery cup. Could be stand-up in there. Could be whatever else you want to do with your life. We're playing 1 girl, 3 cups. So I'm going to mash this all around. Which cup do you hope you get?
Acting.
Really?
Oh, always.
Did not know that about you.
Always.
Why aren't
So my third cup is actually writing, which would be I would like to be a Mindy Kaling, Lena Dunham type, like write stuff. Not them as humans. Not that there's anything wrong with
You
them.
want to do
I want to write
your own
things.
stuff.
I want to star in them. I'm a massive television fan. Always have been. And that's
This we
like my love.
Have you written
100%.
stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, good. See, this is what you do, kids.
Yeah.
You watch the podcast. We appreciate you digesting the content, but at a
Right.
certain point, be like Chase. You get off your ass, make something, so
Write
we
stuff.
can criticize
Yeah.
it here at Collider.
I think I'm finishing the second draft of my feature right now, and I think next year I'm gonna bite the bullet and just like drain my whole savings and make it.
All right.
I think so.
I like that.
I'm very nervous.
Unless somebody gives you money to do it.
Yeah, definitely. But I also I think I probably will do. You never know. I could get a producer and do it the proper way, but. I don't know. Everybody asking for so much money on the digitals, like Kickstarter and all that stuff. I'll try to ask for some, but I don't like when people ask for all the money and don't put any of their own. Like, if it's your project, sink your fucking savings into it because it's your project,
Risk
right?
it all.
Yeah, if people need help paying medical bills or stuff like that,
Yeah.
and there's like family expenses, those are the GoFundMes that I lean towards versus funding projects. And
And
I
if you
try to
need
put as much as
more-
I can, but
Yeah, like if somebody needs more on the project, but I hate when people are like, sorry, I can't risk it myself. Do you guys want to see it? It's like, you got to do everything you can. So
you just be really cruel. Like anytime somebody says, "Hey, I need more money to finish my movie," I just write them back. The shark in Jaws didn't work properly. Spielberg figured out a way. So
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, all those Casual Mafia sketches, they may not be of Jaws, but they drained my life savings, but it did get me recognized to do things that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
You
I
gotta
got to
put your
smash a
whole
lot of
thing.
TVs.
You did.
And in
It's
that
a
vein,
blast.
when you talk about people going to college, I don't know if the guys in the production booth have this, but you brought up something to me. Somebody who I don't think attended college, maybe they went to Tallahassee Clown College, which is a real thing, is the new mascot for the Philadelphia Flyers. What's his name? Gritty?
Gritty.
Yeah. So if we could get a shot
Gritty.
at Gritty, that is what Gritty looks like. And Josh has an issue with this. I think that Gritty looks adorable. I think he's millennial crazed.
Mark,
and I
come
think
on.
that Gritty looks like, if you look at Gritty close, I don't know if they have AM PMs everywhere, but AM PM, the
Gas.
convenience store, the
Yeah.
gas station, they have a mascot.
Look at this guy.
And the mascot is made out of things you would buy at AM PM. So there's like hot dogs, and he's got like Cheeto dreads coming out of his hair, and he's sipping
is that
on
a real
What's
thing?
in there?
That's exactly what Gritty
T-shirt
looks
can.
like to me. So I am on Team Gritty. In the 70s,
You're
the
on
Flyers were
Gritty?
known as the Broad Street Bullies, and this is what happens to a bully after they graduate high school. They become lost, they grow their hair out, they follow widespread panic around for a couple summers, and you end up on the ice at a Flyers game. Roxy, your take on Gritty.
I can't believe this is a real thing.
Yeah.
This looks like something that you would read on the Onion. Like, are you kidding me?
I'm on board with Gritty.
Team Gritty?
I have T-shirt
It's-
cannon.
And at least it is that it goes that far in one direction that I'm almost Team Gritty too, because they push it to the limit. I mean, what the actual
I have a question.
so funny.
Is Tommy Wiseau working the computer in the next room?
Yeah, what is
Can we just have an image of Gritty?
By the way, we're still waiting. So we
I didn't anticipate that at all.
about 10 minutes.
His computer's fucked.
Wow.
We're good.
10
We're good.
minutes. We got.
Woo.
All right. So
Yeah, he's gonna come straight in. So
He's
as soon as
coming
he gets
straight
here,
in.
we're gonna
coming
send him
in
to you
hot.
guys.
Yeah.
Josh Macuga.
Yes.
What your take on Gritty?
Hi, I Gritty. That was his first tweet. That's all it said.
It makes sense.
Do the. It's like
Hi, I Gritty.
we liken him to when Stewie clones himself.
And he makes the
And
Stewie
he goes,
dumb.
I make the bathtub.
Okay, wait. No, this is where I stop Joshua Hercules McCook. You're a good friend of mine. You put me on your charity show, Bill. What do you want a mascot to tweet? Do you want him to have a Trump tweet? Do you want him to say, I don't really like what's going on in politics right now? I want my mascot to tweet stuff like, hi, I Gritty. Because I bet it's followed up with, come to the Flyers game. I'll shoot T-shirts out of a cannon.
Okay, first of all, the Philadelphia Flyer, the Philadelphia Philly is the weirdest looking mascot in baseball. 100%.
Philadelphia's had the Eagles, which
What
is
is
which
it?
is
I can't
great.
picture
It's fun. The Philadelphia Philly is this green monster-looking thing with a nose like a trumpet horn, and he's real like barrel, like he's real fat, and he waddles around. He rides a four-wheeler around the thing, but he's been around forever. He kind of looks like a green anteater, trumpet-faced fat man.
I would say the Philadelphia Philly looks like if Oscar the Grouch got fired from Sesame Street, moved to Philly, and decided to sell pretzels and hot dogs at the base of the Rocky Steps leading up to the Philly Museum.
Brutal.
It's
tough life.
It's a
A lot
brutal
of
looking
cigarettes.
situation. I am Groot over here, or I Gritty.
Looks like Muto from Labyrinth, the
done.
big orange.
He does. I was saying he kind of looks like Where the Wild Things Are, but on acid. Like, look at his eyes right now. He's like, what is happening?
What bet can we make that if Josh loses, this is his Halloween costume?
Oh man,
Because something's
I
coming.
have to be Gritty.
Or it can be your guys' competition. Who knows more about communications versus business? And
I
if
would
he
sign off
loses
on that. Okay, here's the issue I have with that, though, is that what do I have to do as the loser? Because my hometown team, the Washington Redskins, I'm never dressed up as their mascot, so
not a
I
good
don't
look.
I don't want to open up that can of worms. I'd love for our team to change their name already. What mascot would I have to wear? Because I'll do the Philly fanatic.
Philly fanatic.
Yeah. I don't think he's been in trouble as far as the law goes like the San Diego Chicken has.
No.
San Diego Chicken has a rap sheet as long as
What
my
happened
arm.
with the San Diego Chicken?
A
Killed
number
a
of
guy.
things. Yeah, indecent exposure. I think probably went on a few
DUI.
benders. Got arrested at like Arby's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into this. You guys, can we put out
I
a
just said,
question on
would
Twitter?
you dress like Tony Romo?
Worst
Can I just have
mascot?
you in a Dallas
Don't
Cowboys
make me
uniform?
wear a Cowboys uniform.
Well, I hate the Flyers, so I'm gonna have to dress like Gritty,
You know
the
what?
Flyers mascot.
I think that I do know more about communications than you know about business principles, so I would take that bet.
I'll take business ethics.
I'll wear a Cowboys jersey.
Okay.
And a Cowboys, some sort of Cowboys headgear.
Okay.
If you beat me in this match, but you have to wear that costume.
The Gritty. I don't know where I'm supposed to find that terrifying.
I don't think
looking
Gritty.
thing.
Judging by the looks of him, I don't think he's gonna have a problem loaning you the suit.
That's Harry Skeletor. That's Harry Skeletor. Look at that face right there. He doesn't even have a nose. He
What's
just got
on
a
his
slit.
head?
It's a hockey helmet. Look at that thing.
It's a
I
hockey
play
player's
with pucks.
taking too many hits to the head. Riley, are they talking in the chat room about the Phillies' newest mascot sensation, or is it more on the college stuff?
Gritty looks like Grimace on acid.
That's true.
Is
lot of
one of
on
Gritty
acid.
is more orange than
I love
Donald Trump
acid.
these
Or
days.
Molly or ecstasy.
I don't
There's
like those as much.
some people are commenting on that the Batman script was a big hit at Warner Brothers, and so they're saying it might go into production next summer.
The Batman script.
That's
Is Gritty in it? Is Gritty in the script?
It's Gritty
keep
the
it
villain.
Gritty.
keep it-
villain.
yeah.
It's
That's
Two-Face
so
and
that's
Gritty.
there. People are waiting on Tommy and Greg. They really want them.
And it's going to be exciting. You're going to get them for about 8 minutes.
Yeah.
We're going to get in here. We're going to say, hey, go see the movie.
They think Josh is biased because he's a Pens fan.
If the Penguins came out and like, hey, our new mascot is no longer Iceberg the Penguin. He is this freakish-looking orange monster that has no discernible origin story. He looks.
You want your mascot to have an origin story?
Yes, I love origin stories. I'm obsessed with them. I want to have like Iceberg was forged in the ice of the Arctic, like Gritty was formed in the frat sludge of a sewer drain outside Tony Luke's cheesesteaks.
You're going deep with these origin stories.
Like Fraggle Rock.
What's the one origin story? If I told you, you could discover more about what origin story do you want to know? Is it like a comic book character? Or is it like a product?
No, I'm always so interested in like the commonality of stuff, right? So like the origin of beer, the origin of wine. Like when did somebody say like, hey, I had this whiskey. It tastes terrible. You guys want to try it? And then all of a sudden it's the world's most popular booze.
Milk. Which motherfucker did that?
Who's look like that? That cow needs to be.
Milk comes out of it.
And who started pulling on that thing?
Well, they saw the cows licking on the teats, and they were like, "Oh,"
And they're like, "I want to lick on that cow's teeth."
Yeah, let's see if it's any good.
It was somebody who was a little out of their tree
No.
in
Tom
the
Green
farming
way back
community. They're like, oh, there goes Randy again.
Like we call that bestiality today. They called it getting milk.
Well, here
I bet it started as like some sort of contest between four farmers who are like, who can suck the most white liquid out of my cow's belly
Ugh,
is gonna win these 3 magic beans.
I can't.
And they started doing it. I don't do the milk. I mean, I've always been
Lactose?
No, I'm fine with lactose. I just don't.
What do you put in your cereal?
I just eat it dry.
Do you like ice cream?
Love ice cream.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, if you put
I'm
enough
in the
sugar
same
and
as
you
you.
mix it around with the milk, I'm fine. But just milk on its own, I've never understood how people don't look at the date on milk and they just smell it and they can tell whether it's sour or not, because milk
That's
always
gross.
smells bad.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
We're showing some other mascots here that are pretty horrifying.
What is that?
That's like
okay, that's Purdue Boilermaker.
No, what was the baby?
Is that Jim McMahon? The San
that
Diego
that
Chargers?
is terrifying.
What is it?
That is terrifying.
I love King Cat.
I love King
Oh,
Cat.
that's the baby at the New Orleans Pelicans games.
Geico?
Why do they have a baby of that? That looks like the baby
have
in
no
Nothing But
idea.
Trouble, the John Candy, Dan Aykroyd classic, where the
great
2 giant
movie.
babies fight each other.
I mean, that's
That's
fine. That's a
not
Kansas
bad.
City Royal Bear.
No, I feel like we make
It's
Mark
a
be the
hammerhead
baby.
shark.
That's like a Star Wars.
That
San
is-
Jose Shark.
That's like a Mon Calamari resident right there.
Mark has to be the baby.
Mark is the baby.
Oh, if I lose the communications bet, I have to be the baby. Yeah, I
I
can
mean,
see
that-
myself ambling around
Is that really
like
the
that.
Chargers mascot?
The San Diego Chargers. I mean, it's hard to run
That guy
around
is-
with just a lightning bolt on your head. So,
Go to the Dallas Cowboys right down there. Show that mascot. That looks like Mark Ellis.
that looks okay. You're right. It does look a little bit like me. Because I just have a natural knack for when I smile and I'm happy, I look a little bit like I should be a ventriloquist puppet.
Yeah, I love
Let's see.
Like a.
I can see it. I can
Little
see
do we
it.
know, Mark is on Jeff Dunham's next show. He's the human Jeff Dunham.
I'm the grandson of his angry
Yeah,
old man
That
puppet.
skeleton puppet with the eyeballs. That's the Mark Ellis.
I
of
did
it all.
like I appreciate what ventriloquists are able to do, what they're able to pull off. When I was a kid, I still think Charlie McCarthy's the funniest puppet I've ever seen. Him and Edgar Bergen working together is great. But I just like
Those are names Roxy has no idea what they mean.
I'm sure they're ventriloquists.
Edgar Bergen's ventriloquist, Charlie McCarthy's one of his puppets. He also had Mortimer. He had a couple other ones. They're really funny. But my question is, like, at what point do you sit down and you say, you know, instead of making all these puppets, what if I just write a joke and I go on stage and I just do it by myself? Because I'm not going to tell the story now, but Bill Crawford from Pittsburgh has a great story about seeing a ventriloquist bomb at an open mic. And just
Why aren't you going to tell it now?
because I would rather
not
have
his.
Bill when he's out in LA tell the story because he does it so well. He told us on the USO tour. But it's so funny thinking about the effort that goes into ventriloquism night after night.
Yeah.
Where you're not just walking on stage and if you suck, and you get off stage, you got to retool a little bit. Ventriloquist, I mean, you're lugging a trunk of puppets on stage and you're taking out each puppet and you're having conversations with them. And if the audience isn't buying it, you can't break the fourth wall.
No.
You can't just put your hands out and be like, what the fuck's wrong with you people? You got to continue to milk it with the puppet.
Yeah.
You can never break from the puppet. It's the oldest rule of ventriloquism.
You have to learn how to talk without moving your
yeah,
mouth.
it's a whole other skill involved.
And then you have to make the puppet
learn
funny.
To talk without moving your mouth. Am I good at it?
You're great at it.
Wow, that was pretty
Do
cool.
that again.
No, I don't want to.
No,
I'm
try it. Here,
scared.
Do it,
focus for 5
seriously.
seconds.
Okay.
And now I want you to put your hand up, and I want you
Okay.
to say. So you say something as Roxy.
I get my finger stuck in this hole. I get my finger stuck in this hole. Oh my god, that's disgusting. Why did you get your finger stuck in the hole?
I think we got us. And that was no wait, did they offer this at USC?
No.
Okay, then
maybe.
This is we
That's
have
good.
ourselves a prodigy. Riley, call one of your USC
Oh,
puppeteer contacts.
Okay.
Gru, stand up.
I got one.
Riley went to USC. He throws all of his alumni fancy friends in our face. Did Frank Oz
Huge.
go to USC?
Definitely. Frank Capra,
No.
Phil Tippett go to
Boyle.
USC?
Have we upset you today,
Joe
Riley?
Carnahan,
No.
Brian Henson?
Michael Bay.
No, I'm fine. I'm just.
Has the chat upset you today, Riley?
No, the chat's
Brandon
been great,
Ingram.
actually.
I
No,
think
I'm just, the
Damian
producer
Lillard.
duties of, like, guests.
Oh.
Yeah,
know?
Riley's trying to wrangle guests. Riley, so if we get Tommy and Greg in here,
Yeah.
and it's a hypothetical at this point. It's a
And
theory,
it's-
not a
It
law.
is a hypothetical at this point, I would say.
What if I get you
Can
as
we
many
extend
as
the show?
3 people?
Of course we can.
We can do whatever we want.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. So we'll extend
Hashtag
the show
that's
for
the
everybody
show.
Yeah,
watching
hashtag
at home.
that's the show.
That's the
We'll
show.
extend the show. Let's make a rule here. Let's
Yeah.
turn this theory into a law. If they're not in here by 11:55.
11:55.
Then we'll just close up shop and we'll say, hey, thanks for playing.
Yeah.
It's 11:48 already.
Yeah.
Oh God, this is great.
Yeah. You can see why I'm.
What has
sitting
your
here doing what I'm
communication
doing.
been like?
What's that?
What's your communication been like with them?
Well, I'm on Slack with the office here. And
God, that sounds like the worst.
Yeah, we're all wondering.
Oh, so they're non-responsive. Maybe.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had a job where you had to use Slack? Because I have a couple different.
They are responding to us. It's just
Thank you,
they're
Cobbster.
running behind.
They're running behind.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
That-
I didn't
that's-
want to say.
We are in communication with them.
Yes.
It's fine.
yes, yes.
It happens. They probably saw us talking about the mascot and they decided to stop in at an AM PM.
I agree.
Does
Yeah.
anybody ever use Slack or out there in the chat? Let us know too, because this Slack thing is something that I've had to. People have encouraged me to get on for multiple organizations, one of which is Collider, because now I can keep up with everything happening with Movie Talk, and it's something that I avoid like the bubonic plague because it is. I think that it hampers office productivity
You got
more
my
than
number.
it helps it.
You got my number. You
Remember
got my email.
that brief moment where a bunch of us were employed by Anchor?
I never did the anchor.
Yeah,
It
not,
seemed
not,
like too
not
much
people in
work.
this, but you guys know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
They had us do a Slack, and
no.
and so now I'm slacking with people that are not even in the state all day, all day that I've never met, that I have no need to talk to. I have my own radio show by myself on this thing all day.
We were talking earlier that I said Roxy, you should go do an open mic, right? Like get out there and bomb for a couple times to see what it's like to be on stage with a microphone in your hand, right?
Yeah.
The Slack room, the Slack general chat room is the worst open mic you've ever been to, with your whole office trying out new bits.
Yeah.
Like, wow,
Everybody-
Frank, am I right?
100%.
Hashtag Giphy, GIF.
A lot of
Yeah,
Giphies.
everyone wants to be a stand-up comedian in Slack, except they
all
don't want to get
sending
work done.
Jokes,
Thank-
but they all know each other and they all work in the same office, and I don't work there all day.
Cobbster, can you tell us some Slack stories? Who's the worst offender of Slack in the Collider studio office, in your opinion?
Okay, see, as in responding to things and trying to like be funny, because that's probably me, because I always just do jokes all the time.
Oh, so you are the office comedian.
Well,
Okay.
I'm just a smartass, and we'll post to like, oh, we did an unboxing video. Oh, very cool.
Take
very
it easy over there,
cool.
Melbourne Identity. We
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But a lot of people just don't communicate on there, and it's annoying. So why do we even have it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's have a meeting in 10 minutes. 40 minutes later, oh, we're not meeting. Okay, cool.
I think all of a sudden I think Cobbster's aiming some of that saltiness my way because I've never been on Slack, and so maybe they're like, "Hey, did Ellis respond to that email yet?"
Or Cobbster's trying out some hot bits, and he's getting crickets like responses, like an
Yeah.
open mic crowd, and he's getting a little pissed about that.
I don't think there's anywhere else to go but myself as far as blame goes for
Okay.
this bug that's hit half the people at Colliders that they want to get on stage and do an open mic. So
100%.
Roxy, because I wasn't here, and just to put a button on this conversation before we let Tommy and Greg in the studio at the 2 p.m. hour.
They just got here.
Okay, sweet.
So they're good. We're bringing them in right now.
Okay, so
Here
they're
we
going to
go.
bring him in right now, but I want
we're gonna
Roxy
put-
and Elise
Oh,
Macuga to stick
literally
around.
right now.
So, yeah, come on in.
I'm out.
This is going
What
to
do
be...
we want to do? Put them here and there, and I'll sit over
yeah,
there?
you can anchor the corner. Maybe have
I'm a
Mark
great
Reilly
corner anchor.
and Roxy in there. Come on in, gentlemen. We're live on the studio.
Right there is perfect.
Yeah, Greg, if you wanna hop over to the far one. Yeah. And then we'll get Tommy in the near one right here. Come on in, gentlemen. Good to see you again. Good to see you, Tommy.
Audio only listeners.
Hey,
I apologize.
Greg.
What's up, man? How are you? Good to see you.
Mark, nice to meet you, bud. So come on in, guys. We are we're not closing up shop here, but this is kind of the last segment, and we wanted to save the best for last because we have the stars of the new movie Best Friends coming in theaters on VOD very soon. Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero, two friends who have a lot of history between them, and I'm thrilled to be talking with you again, Tommy. We got to talk a little bit when The Disaster Artist was making the rounds, and The Room was seeing one of its many resurgences in theaters and on Blu-ray. Greg, this is the first time I've actually gotten to meet you and talk to you in person, so the movie's called Best Friends, and I've had a chance to check it out, and watching the two of you play off each other in a very different way than obviously you do with The Room. I wanted to ask you first, Greg, what is the difference interacting with Tommy on a set where Tommy is just asked to ply his acting trade and not being a director? Do you see a more focused Tommy on just actually doing the lines and not worrying about all the other stuff that being a director seems like a number of other headaches?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it this time around. I think this is a role that really fit Tommy. I mean, he plays a mortician. He really was into it. We rehearsed every night. And so the goal was to really just give him a shot to give a performance and just focus on that.
Tommy, as somebody who's stepping onto a set where you don't have to be overseeing everything like a director would, did you find it an easier job, or was it harder to restrain yourself from giving notes and telling, hey, I think maybe we use this angle, I think maybe this is the better way to intro this scene?
No, you have to be respectful towards production, whatever you work with. But, it's different a little bit, but work is work, Nothing is easy, let's put it this way.
Yeah, nothing.
So it was fun. It was really fun. I mean, the production of Greg Sestero production was great, and I think everybody enjoyed it.
So what's the response been like? Because you guys have been screening this movie around town, and people see that. What's the response been, Tommy? Because obviously you've been in a lot of theaters where people are watching The Room all the way back to the premiere through its miraculous run for the last decade plus. What's been the response to Best Friends been, as opposed to how you see people react to The Room?
Well, Best Friends different cookie cutter from Hollywood, from Greg Sestero.
Just a cookie cutter, big budget production.
Yeah, but no, it's great. Ask Greg, he's right here. I mean, I respond, it's great. For some reason, people like the movie. And did you see Joker?
Yeah, I did.
The new one?
Yeah.
Okay, did you like it?
I did.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So the new Joker is coming. We'll see what happened with... Never mind that one. But definitely, the Best Friends, I really enjoyed production. Everybody was very professional, and we try our best. That's the idea. I always say, remember what I said before, when you have vision, you have original material, that's the idea behind it.
I think it's Tommy's Brando performance.
Just getting
channels
so deep into the character. It's very method of Tommy getting in here.
Yeah. I studied, actually, believe it or not. I did a lot of research. Of course, Greg gave me my 5 cents. I give him 5 cents. What I think. Was I difficult, Greg?
He was really focused. I mean, there was an amazing moment that happened on set in which Tommy was choked by a clown. And
right.
He was scared.
Choked by a clown.
He was scared for his life, and then
as most of us would be.
There we go.
No, but he really was up for anything. I mean, he was really able to do takes any way we asked him to do it. So he was really great to work with this time around.
Okay, but so you say you get into the process a little bit.
Absolutely.
And you're really diving into this character. And as Greg pointed out, you're playing a mortician in the movie. Have you been around a lot of actual dead bodies? Did you get to put formaldehyde? Did you go down? Did you go to a morgue?
I was not. Actually, I did research because the movie is based off a trip. So we did have some encounter, cemetery, whatever. But I did to deep, Greg. A little story very quickly. There was real dead body on the set. I don't know if you know that.
There was a dead body on the set of Best Friends.
Right.
Was it the clown after it tried to strangle you?
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I mean, I'm respectful towards dead people, okay? I want to stress this right now.
We here at Collider Live respect dead people.
Greg, you want to tell him about the dead body?
Yeah.
Kind of a weird handoff there. Here, you talk about the dead body, so when the cops get in here, they ask Greg the questions first.
There you go. No, a long story short, on the set of a Best Friends, there was real morgue. So one day, while we're shooting, the dead body arrived because they take it care of it. It's a process. It's a legal process where they go through. I didn't realize that's the first time I actually encountered this kind of stuff. But we keep going shooting, But it was sort of ghost/eerie situation, I'm just laughing because I think it's laughable, but at the same time it's pretty, scared at the same time, somewhat, because you prepare for the scene and suddenly you see another person who's dead, actually.
You're like, hey, this is a really good prop. It's very...
Well, it's not a prop.
He was the best actor in the movie.
What do you have to do to get a dead body on set? Like, do you have to get their family to say, yeah, my dead relative can be in this movie?
Well, it just
nothing to do with that.
Because we were shooting on a real morgue, so it interrupted the shot. So it inspired that basketball scene that you get to see. It was because of the dead body, because it interrupted the shot.
Right.
So we're like, we have to wait until it's unloaded, so we just ended up playing basketball.
Yeah, so you don't actually see the dead body in the movie.
No.
Well, you see just a prop, but this one was real for real.
Oh, that'd be so much fun to be on a movie set and be like, hey, which one's the dead body and which one's the prop? Because you see these prop dead bodies that they do in Hollywood, 20, 25 years ago, you see a dead body in a movie, it's a real person, and they're breathing, they're blinking, you can clearly see they're not actually dead. Now, these like wax replicas they do, the Madame Tussauds thing, I can't tell the difference.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Right now it's high technology, so you can use it, abuse it, whatever you want to do.
Roxy, we've had a lot of fun with the Best Friends gang in studio. I'm sure that you hear all the questions I've been peppering them with, but I don't want to. I'd like to defer to you for a couple of your queries as both the triple threat of actress, writer, and panelist / podcast host.
Well, I was curious before when you were talking about Best Friends, you said people are liking it for some reason. You don't know why. Are you a fan of the movie?
Well, I'm performer. Let's public decided what they will be fan or not. I think the production is great. Hopefully we're doing the season 2 because they have two episodes. I mean 2 sections, right, Greg?
Yeah, 2 movies.
2 movies actually. So I did enjoy it, but I leave it to public decide they enjoy it. So the reason I say I'm very surprised because the reaction is there, and like that, because it's just, you cannot buy a reaction. I said this over and over to all the interview, you can have a lot of money, whatever, but it's something sincere in any project, you actually find it happiness. For me, it's happy. I'm very happy that the audience actually appreciate, you know what I mean? Because we don't talk about $100 million per budget movie. We talk about, small budget movie with sincere approach to let's talk about body. Let's figure out, who are we, And I don't know what the message we have, but in this movie, I know the message is, for example, friendship before money. What this word means, for us. Are we going to okay, we want to, you can make $100 million and forget about our friends, or we say, wait a minute, friendship maybe it's better, And I think the clearest message, if you compare it to The Room, totally different message, but I think it's a hidden message. So the audience, what I noticed, because I've been a few screenings, they discover, they analyze it, which I love it, So I'm very proud of a great production.
You talk about reaction. At this point, do you feel like because you're iconic now,
Well,
do you
thank you.
feel like at this point any film you're going to be in is going to get an over-the-top reaction?
I appreciate audience. They know who I am, and they always, I would say negative stuff from media. I leave it alone. I don't even read it. I don't have time. And like you guys, I like a sincere approach to any project, and I think it's go both ways. So we'll see what happens next project, but definitely, I do my best. And I think if you do your best, you always find it appreciation from other people.
I'm still waiting on that appreciation part, but I am doing my best day in and day out. So, Greg, if I told you back when The Room was starting to come out and got the initial reaction it did, if I was like, hey, don't worry, Greg, in 2018, you're going to be doing another movie with Tommy Wiseau, how would you react then, and how has the matriculation of your friendship been since the initial release of The Room? Has it been a buddy relationship all the time? Did you guys go your different ways for a little bit? And then what's it like to have it come back together?
I mean, you could never predict what The Room did. I mean, it's never been done before. I mean, I think it's the most unprecedented success story.
Yeah, and I will stop you right now because I can't. Each time he say that, I will stop him. First of all, I can duplicate The Room. That's all I can say.
You can duplicate The Room.
Or like the phenomenon of what's happened. Because I think you make a movie at that time, this is before YouTube. You don't know what could happen.
That's true,
so,
but I can duplicate.
What does that mean? What does it mean you can duplicate?
All right, wait. I want to get both sides of the story because I want to hear how you can duplicate The Room, but I do want to hear about Greg's journey through the reaction to The Room and then getting to Best Friends with this guy as your friend next to you. What's that been like?
I mean, so The Room comes out, and I figured that was it, and then these college kids discovered it just started going around the world. And so I didn't expect that. And it was like 2009, there was an interview I did with Entertainment Weekly that came out, and he talked about celebrity fans and The Room being studied in universities. And it was incredible that people were seeing The Room and loving it. And then obviously, with the book and then people responding to that and the movie, it's just been this journey that you could never expect. But what I've come to appreciate is just how original the whole experience is. Because I think, you know, everyone's scared to get out there and make their own thing. They don't know where it's going to go. And so what I love about Tommy is he was kind of the pioneer. Like at that time, like there wasn't an agent or somebody that would cast him in anything. And I had an agent. I was going out for stuff. So, you know, I saw Tommy as an outsider, much like I saw myself, but he took the risk, put something out there that was totally different. And over time it won. And so for me, it's a great lesson that, you know, don't judge what you're trying to make. Just go out and make it for the love of making it. And that's what I tried to do with Best Friends. It was just like, hey, let's go make something else different from the room. Let's take on a new challenge. We took this road trip in 2003 in which Tommy thought I was going to try to kill him. And I was like, let's start with that and try to make something.
He legitimately thought that?
He did. I wasn't trying to, but he did think that. So I figured let's take something that is personal and let's just go out and make something and see what happens. And so I really took inspiration, you know, from Tommy, because if he didn't take that chance and make The Room and all these people kind of laughing at it and thinking, oh, you can't be an actor, you know, we wouldn't have The Room. And everywhere I travel around the world, like, people just love The Room, and there's always a crowd, and it's really unique for that to happen. So I've just come to learn from the experience and appreciate it.
So, Tommy, you're saying you can not only own The Room and the success, and this is something that you always foresaw where nobody else did, you also think that you could duplicate what The Room was able to do. Is that part of the decision-making to release the movie on YouTube as a whole, where now anybody can go watch it? Are you laying the groundwork for possibly another foray back into San Francisco with another Room project?
Well, let me correct you about the YouTube stuff. First of all, we got hacked and somebody used my email.
Oh, dear God.
And tried to put it, and we stopped it, basically. So all the stuff is fake news, basically.
I'm glad you set the record straight. I was going to go home and click on it today.
No, you probably don't find it. But to respond to your question, the reason I said what I said, because you see, The Room, everything is planned from the script. As you know, in the beginning, people say script did not exist. You know, all this different stuff. I don't want to go negative.
You brought in proof that the script does exist. It's right there in front of us. Thanks for bringing it in.
For you. For you guys. But, you know, when I mean duplicate, you see, the Room, it's my style. I have a style. And in the past, 2 years, I'm speaking about it very openly towards the audience, very respectful way. My new thing is right now, you're better than internet. Well, this means that we always go, with the negative. Oh, this is bad. But you know what? Why should you do research? For example, The Room, we have a, 4 languages title, subtitle. People don't talk about positive. They always find a negative, which is okay too, because by negative you create positive thinking, etc. But to respond to your question, yeah, definitely. People think the Room is just a fluke, just to happen by accident. Well, I have news for everyone. Nothing happened by accident. It's the same like you build building, right? What you need foundation. You don't have foundation, you have beautiful window will fall down. The Room have a strong foundation. What's much different, as Greg explained, at the time I was furious because I said, hell with everybody. I said, you know what, let's just take movie and Greg, we hook up together. We have great experience in our lives and we have a lot of story to tell. And for some reason, we became best friends, and I admired that, and till this days, So The Room has a little touch of Greg's life as well, because it just was collective. Either though sometimes we disagree, we not agree on everything, as you probably know. So
when you talk about a duplicate, do you mean The Room 2, or do you mean a completely different film?
As you know, a lot of interviews I have, sometimes people say, oh yeah, if you put big actors or big directors, they cannot duplicate. It's bogus, because when you have an environment, you can do anything you want. Question is, perfect example of Dark Knight, The reason I did Joker, because I want to prove to the world that it's a great script, by the way. I really enjoy it, but I put my 5 cents, and the director was very kind, say, okay, you can do it, same with Greg. So I think, again, it's not the question duplicate, but the question, can you do it? The answer, yes, you can. So it's not the fluke. It's not happened by accident. I studied script before I ever wrote that we have 4 different, version of a script. Long story short, people tamper my script by selling on the bootlegging the script, etc. It's completely ridiculous, but it is what it is. So definitely, if I say duplicate, let's assume the room be out tomorrow. We don't have the room. I grab the actors. We do the same thing. But you know what the difference would be?
What?
The difference would be don't use the 2 cameras, wasting money.
You certainly know
format. Okay,
production
let me stress
after.
that. So you can use the 2 cameras, but the same format, not different format.
They're the same, not different formats. So it's a good tip for everybody making movies out there at home. The movie's called Best Friends. Obviously, Tommy Wiseau, Greg's sister. Now, let me ask you something, Greg, because when you move to a new place, like I'm from the East Coast and I moved out to Los Angeles and I meet friends out here that my family back home have not met in person. Like my buddy Christian Harloff, and we started Schmoes Know, and we came into all this together. My friends back home had never met Christian. My mom's like, what's he like? I'm like, well, he's a brash New Yorker, super sweet guy, loves bitching about how pizza in Los Angeles is inferior to New York pizza, that kind of thing. Wow. He knows his way around movies. He's a very creative entity. So I try to paint a picture in their heads for this person who they have not yet met. People ask you to describe your friend Tommy Wiseau. They've never heard of the room. They've never seen Tommy. How do you describe Tommy to somebody who has not met him or come across his work?
I would say that you're going to meet the most unique character you'll ever meet. And usually he lives up. And the first thing people usually say when they meet Tommy is they comment on how sweet he is. And I think that's what I noticed at first, too. When I first met him in the acting class, you know, he can be a little brash when he's performing, but when you get to talk to him, he's got a very sweet side. My mom first met him, and she said, wow, it seems like he's been through the ringer. And then Tommy, in turn, told me that when he first met me in the acting class, he thought I was homeless.
You thought he was homeless?
Yeah.
What made you think that?
You know, I it's just coming because her mother, I remember like today she was standing outside like in the tree. I don't know, remember her? Also
Yeah,
tree or
yeah. My
something.
mom was meeting me outside the class.
Yeah. And at the time, you know, I do speak French, you know, and that was the time with the soccer, right? That was the French.
France had just won the World Cup, yeah, 22.
Yeah. So, and I say, my God, he looks like homeless. What's going on with this guy, you know? But I said it when I'm mad because, you know, it's just like, that's how I am, you know? That was not derogatory statement. That was not making fun of somebody. I feel that you know what, it's funny, but I usually say what I feel. And sometimes it could be brutal. Sometimes I'm trying, you know, and at the time, it's a true story. That's what the best friend.
Well, he predicted the future in Best Friends. I'm homeless.
So one of the things we were talking about before we came in, before y'all were able to join us here today, is the value of higher education when it comes to particularly the performing arts, but with anything in general, is that I'm of the theory that I think that people shouldn't automatically assume, oh, well, I'm 18, I graduated high school, I should just go to college now. We had a phone call from Chase, who's a fan of ours, who's just making independent movies and has taken that kind of route. You guys are nothing short of being trailblazers in this field. Would you recommend going to film school, going to acting school, or would you recommend just go out there and start doing the work and save all that money and put it into a production?
I mean, in my opinion, I think classes are great. I think there's no better way to learn than to get out there and do it. I mean, for me, it was better to, you know, take classes for like 6 months to a year and then just go for it. But everybody's path is different. I mean, some people do really well in school, but yeah, there's no better experience than actually being out there and doing it. And the sooner you get started, I feel like the better.
Tommy, you got a bunch of kids asking you, "Hey, am I going to college? What am I spending my money on now that I'm out of high school?" What do you tell them?
You see, I would say do both if you can, because you see, right now, especially right now, you know, you have you have to be multitasker. So the school is very important, but as practice is more important because you need the skills. But I would say do both. You know, I did a lot of workshop like myself. You know, I did my own workshop acting, believe it or not, here in Los Angeles, free of charge, because I was challenging myself. I can be a good teacher. But long story short, definitely you need experience. And people started doing movies, but sometimes it's lack of experience. I saw a lot of different movies from independent. I did some of it, help them, whatever. But sometimes they go like with dollar sign. You have to be original. I always say now my new thing is you know, you're better than internet, but don't steal from the room. The idea is it's nothing wrong to do the research and nothing wrong to critique, have a construction critic say, hey, this is wrong. So be ready that somebody criticizes you, but they're willing to help you by doing what they want to say, sincere way, not just to praise you, oh, how good you are, oh my God, you do production. No, because more to it. But definitely education is very important. I graduated from tiny little college in Laney College in Oakland. I'm very proud of it. And I want to go to UCLA, but I didn't have a chance because I decided to do a movie. But way before, we don't have a time, I'm speaking about as well, I became businessman. So again, I have a lot of skills what I used to create the room. So, I'm just laughing because some of the stuff is just laughable, but definitely doing both if you can, that would be ideal. But Greg is absolutely correct that the more skills you have in your craft, if you want to say, okay, do I take the education or film, I would say do film. But just because society where we live, people always say, oh, did you graduate? Oh, you bum, you didn't. So idea will be to do the bum. Even temporary, you can have a classes like at nighttime, as long as you have tiny little diploma, something in this nature. That's what I would do.
What do you guys do when you hang out? Like, what does your guys' friendship look like when you're not on set? Do you guys just sit and talk? Do you watch movies?
Watch movies, play basketball, road trips.
What's the better sport for you two, basketball or football? Now, we've seen the football prowess in the room. We see some basketball in Best Friends. What's the better sport? What are you more comfortable with?
I think basketball at this point.
I love basketball. I have my own hoop in my house.
He's got like a Steph Curry kind of flip shot. So
yeah, just really shooting from the hip.
Yeah.
Get it over there from deep.
Yep.
Very good.
But in Best Friends is funny because people think it's the baskets relate to the room. Completely false statement, because when we have this road trip, we actually have competition with the kids. We lost.
We got destroyed by 12-year-olds.
It'll happen, everybody, eventually. Doesn't matter how good you are. You're going to step onto a pickup court. There's going to be 12-year-olds, and you're going to leave defeated, old, creaky knees. And as we know, the basketball scene was not inspired by the football scene from The Room. It, in fact, was inspired because there was a dead body on set and they had to make some time, so they played basketball. Once again, the movie's called Best Friends. Tommy and Greg, so happy to have y'all in studio. If you can leave the audience with one thing, I want to ask you if you could each give me one song that would describe your friendship. Is there some sort of song in pop culture? Everybody thinks of the movie Best Friends, so you think of the Queen tune, You're My Best Friend. What would you guys say is the song that best describes the Greg-Tommy dynamic?
I would say Metallica, Ride the Lightning.
There you go. And I would say The Room, I Will.
I don't know what that means, but that's the charm of Tommy, and that is Greg. I appreciate you guys coming in the studio. Make sure you all check out Best Friends. Playing somewhere near you, and check out The Room. Obviously, you can catch it on Blu-ray and a number of different outlets as well, but not on YouTube, damn it, because that was hacked. You go see The Room with an audience. Go see Best Friends with an audience. Do you guys have the social media handles you'd like to plug before we cut you loose?
At Roxy Striar and at Tommy Wiseau. And Best Friends is also now on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, so everywhere you can watch it.
Very good. Wherever you go for your movie watching pleasure, check out Best Friends, starring two of the best friends in real life, Greg and Tommy.
Thank you.
And that does it for us here at Collider Live. It was fun stepping in for Christian Harloff. He's interviewing some of the folks from Star Wars Resistance right now, but he'll be back tomorrow. I think I'll be back as well. Like I said, New York, October 5th. I'll see you guys at New York Comedy Club, October 26th, here in Los Angeles at Los Globos Theater 4. Mark Reilly, Roxy Striar, Joshua Hercules Macuga, and the whole gang here at Collider. We bid you adieu. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.